Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 426 Green Hat. The children's finished products were completed one after another. Dabao made a vest with a plastic bag. Sanbao made a small backpack. Erbao made a princess dress and a laurel wreath, which was very delicate and beautiful. He is indeed a master of handicrafts, amazing. As for Sibao's, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng looked at each other. Facing a hat painted green, they didn't know how to explain to Sibao for a while, hoping that he could change the color. Sibao made a green hat with a cardboard box. The size was just right, and he couldn't bear to take it off after wearing it. Dad, I want to wear this every day in the future. Lin Feng heard it, and his heart skipped a beat. Zhang Yuxi held back her laughter, got up and left the living room. Husband, you take care of this, I'm going to take a shower. Lin Feng rubbed his chin. Son, I don't think green is cool at all. Sibao was happy. Why? I think it looks good. No, I don't want you to think, I want me to think. Now you are so innocent and cute, you don't know what a green hat means at all. Even your father, I can't look at it straight in the eye. Lin Feng smiled and said, why don't we draw Ultraman on it, okay? Sibao likes Ultraman the most, so he should agree this time. Unexpectedly, Sibao refused, saying, I can't draw Ultraman. So be it. At this moment, Sibao was craving this hat. Lin Feng didn't say anything, and waited for Zhang Yuxi to come down from the shower. His son was wearing a green hat and walking on the catwalk with other babies. Just as she was about to speak, Lin Feng interrupted her. Wife, I know what you want to say, give me some time. Zhang Yuxi shrugged, I don't care, husband. Lin Feng. When Sibao and others were tired of playing, Lin Feng seized the opportunity. Sibao, Dad can draw Ultraman, let's draw together, okay? He has some skills, so it's no problem for him to draw Ultraman. Let's draw Ultraman here and monsters here, okay? Sibao thought this was a good idea. Great. I want to draw Ultraman Leo. Didn't you say you liked Ace before? Yes, I like Leo now. Lin Feng searched for a picture, then searched for a monster, and started to draw. Sibao lay on the side and watched, calling his father awesome. Dad, it turns out you are so good at drawing. Then Dad, can you draw Ultraman and monsters for me often in the future? Wow, I think my hat is super awesome. Half an hour later, Lin Feng finished the painting, and the hat was no longer green. Lin Feng was very satisfied. Erbao on the side suddenly said, Dad, I want to learn to draw too. Lin Feng has been exploring the interests of children. Hearing that Erbao was interested in drawing, Lin Feng smiled and said, no problem, Dad will sign you up for a drawing class later, okay? Erbao nodded. When Sibao heard this, he also said quickly, Dad, I want one too. If I learn it, I can draw Ultraman. Because after Lin Feng showed off his skills, the children found drawing interesting. Sign up when we have a holiday. The next day, I sent the children to school. From 2 o'clock to 3:30 in the afternoon, there was an exhibition of handicrafts by the first graders. The top 10 will be selected. When they heard about the selection, the students who did not do their work seriously regretted not completing it seriously. It's a pity that parents can't enter the school to watch, otherwise Lin Feng would also like to go and see. This activity is open to children from grades 2 to 6. Some of them just put on a plastic bag and came out, and some put a plastic bag on their heads and came out. Some made roller bags with cans, and it can be seen that their parents are little experts. Some folded newspapers into hats, and I guess there's an old craftsman at home. Some made a crown with iron wire. Well, it's pretty good. If I didn't say it, I would have thought it was a clown wearing that. In short, there are works that make people laugh. There are also good works that really turn waste into treasure. Erbao appeared in a princess dress and walked the runway in a very professional manner. He could be said to be the best in the whole show. The clothes were cut out of various plastics, and the belts looked like the ribbons on cake boxes. Erbao walked the runway with a blank expression, and then it was Sibao's turn. Sibao took off his hat and imitated the actions in the movie, making several poses. If it weren't for his good looks, the judges would probably have laughed. Sibao not only made poses, but also made Ultraman shit lasers. Then he left in style. Several audience members in the audience were all holding back their laughter. Emma, this child is so dramatic. In the end, Urbeo deservedly became the first place, the second place was a little boy who looked like armor, and the third place. Sibeo didn't get any place, but it didn't matter, he had a hat. There were more than 600 people in total, and excluding half of them, the 10 winners among the more than 300 people were all real. The small backpack made by Sanbeo was made more exquisitely by someone else. In short, the competition ended in a playful manner, and the teacher took pictures and posted them in the group. There are so many students here, and it is impossible for parents to take pictures of them one by one. Some of them were not captured, but some were. Sibeo's teacher even specially recorded the video and posted it. It was so funny that it could make people laugh to death. Lin Feng then sent it to the family group, and the family group uploaded it to Moments. After returning home, Lin Feng showed Sibeo the teacher's video. After Sibeo watched it carefully, he said, "I'm quite handsome." Lin Feng and his wife couldn't help laughing. They didn't know when Sibeo became so narcissistic. That's not all. This video was posted online, and everyone was overwhelmed by Sibeo's cuteness. To be honest, he's so cute, he made me laugh to death, he's really handsome. So cute, ha ha ha, I must save it and show it to him when he grows up. When he grows up, he will definitely want to forget this dark history. I want to make an emoticon package, it's so funny. The expressions of the judges in the audience are the highlight. Ha ha ha, do those classmates who are watching the fun feel the same as me? Chapter 427. Do you have a second child? In a blink of an eye, it was time for the midterm exam. On the day when the scores came out, the teacher had to hold a parent-teacher meeting, and the whole class went to physical education class. Zhang Yuxi went to class 6 to hold a parent-teacher meeting for Sibeo and Sanbeo. Here, Lin Feng held a parent-teacher meeting for Dabeo and Urbeo in class 8. Dabeo, as the class monitor, and Urbeo, as the class cadre, did not leave the classroom, but helped the teacher distribute papers and books. The main purpose of this parent-teacher meeting was to report to the parents about the children's situation and what problems existed in the class. It's time for the children to learn to be independent. They are no longer kindergarten kids. Parents don't need to spoil them. Some things can be left to them, and they should be done by themselves. Some students in our class still can't dress or tie their shoes. The pencil case is in the school bag, and I thought I didn't take it. I can't tell the difference between homework and classwork after going to school for so long. Some students are even more exaggerated, they wet their pants when going to the toilet. This is not okay, they are already big kids in the first grade. Parents should not be heartless, it's not bad to let the children do more things within their ability. Teacher Yu from class 6 said a lot of earnest words. After talking about life, she finally talked about study. Most of the semester has passed, and some children have different learning and absorption abilities. This varies from person to person. But at least listen carefully in class and complete homework well, this is the basics. Some students don't listen attentively in class at all, and they chat a lot. Lin Feng sounded like he was talking about Sibeo. Some students' handwriting is hard to describe. I have been a teacher for so many years, but I still don't know what they wrote. Some students don't listen to me. I report it to their parents. I hope parents can supervise them more at home. Among them, only a few parents listened to it, and the others didn't. You don't believe it, right? Come on, I'll write a word for you. The teacher wrote on it. Parents, guess what this word is? The others guessed wrong, only Lin Feng guessed right for. That's right, it's. Can you understand it? Well, he understood it because he had experience. Parents' meetings are held to let parents understand their children's performance in school. The teacher also hopes that parents can cooperate with her work. Take the last time, for example, I asked parents to help their children cut 10 cards each in the shape of triangles, circles, squares, rectangles and ovals. At home, half of the parents didn't prepare anything for their children. Tell me, how can I carry out my class? It's definitely not possible. The parents' meeting ended and the children returned from physical education. The teacher assigned the homework. Who's going to clean today? Stay and clean. The teacher is in the office. Call the teacher when you're done. It happened that Urbeo and Sibeo were cleaning today, and there were 6 other students. This time, the 6 parents did not leave, and helped their children do the duty cleaning. Zhang Yuxi brought Sanbeo and Dabeo to help clean together. Urbeo was a class cadre. After cleaning, He took the students on duty to check. Okay, no problem, I'll let the teacher come. After a while, Teacher Yu saw Lin Feng and the others, and she was not surprised at all. After checking, Teacher Yu let them go. Okay, school is over, be careful on the road. On the way back, Lin Feng roughly told the children what he said at the parent-teacher meeting today. In a blink of an eye, it was the final exam before they knew it. The teachers helped them review. The 4 children's grades were fine, and Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi didn't have to worry about that. However, the one who was really worried was Lan. Lan was pregnant. It was Sunday. Lin Feng took the children to play balance bikes, and the track was in the community. Just as Zhang Yuxi was about to leave, she received a call from Lan, who sounded very panicked. Zhang Yuxi was shocked. What's wrong with you? Tell me. Yuxi, what should I do? I'm pregnant. Pregnant? You have a second child. Woo. Yes, that bastard Liu Bo said there wouldn't be one, but now that I have one, what should I do? Zhang Yuxi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. You really have 2 children in 3 years. And Lan said angrily, Yuxi, it's already this time, and you're still laughing at me. And Lan was about to cry. Okay? Zhang Yuxi hurriedly coaxed her. No, then what do you say we should do now? I don't know either. Guoguo alone has exhausted me, and I've finally gotten used to taking care of the baby, and now I'm pregnant again. Isn't this going to kill me? And Lan really cried. It's all Liu Bo's fault. Zhang Yuxi gave Lin Feng a look. She signaled Lin Feng to take the child out to play first, and she would come over later. And Lan kept scolding Liu Bo. When she had scolded him enough, Zhang Yuxi slowly spoke. Do you want the child? I don't know. I think you do. If you don't want it, just tell me directly. And Lan smiled bitterly. Yuxi, I'm so confused. If I give birth to the child, my mother-in-law will definitely come to help take care of the child. You know there is a generation gap between our mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Although my mother-in-law is a good person, I can't get along with her. We will definitely quarrel by then. It's obviously unrealistic to ask my mother to come from Shanghai. A few months is okay, but 1 or 2 years is not okay. I want to find an aunt to look after the child, but I'm worried. This child, for Lan, came at an inappropriate time. They planned that if they wanted a second child, it would be best to wait until Guoguo went to elementary school. Now, it came unexpectedly, which is a headache. Zhang Yuxi pursed her lips. The problem will be solved slowly. If you want to have a baby, just have it. Take it one step at a time. When you had Guoguo, weren't you also afraid of this and that? Look, you are taking care of the children so well by yourself now. And Lan's words softened. Guoguo is so happy to know that he will have a brother or sister. He is lying on my belly and talking to the child. Zhang Yuxi chuckled, then give birth to it. Everyone, including Lan, was surprised that she was pregnant again. Zhang Yuxi suggested giving birth. As for whether Lan should give birth or not, it depends on how she and Liu Bo discuss it. Just like Lan said, she would feel more relaxed if she waited until Guoguo entered the 1st grade before getting pregnant. In the evening, the children returned to their rooms to review their homework. Lin Feng was cooking in the kitchen, and Zhang Yuxi was helping. Chatting with Lan on the hands-free mode. My mom told me to give birth to the baby and she would come back from Shanghai to take care of the baby for me until the baby goes to elementary school. Zhang Yuxi could hear the emotion in Lan's words and said with a smile, that's great. It's better to have my mom help take care of the baby than to find an aunt outside. She knows that I don't get along with my mother-in-law, and she said that it's actually good for me to be pregnant now. When Guoguo goes to kindergarten, I can carry the little one around with me. Zhang Yuxi thought, that's right, you will have less things to do when the older one goes to kindergarten. The older one is in the 1st grade, and the younger one can go to kindergarten. It's all good. And Lan breathed a sigh of relief. Yeah, my mom will come here to take care of the baby for me for a few years. Let's take it one step at a time. Yuxi, I'm pregnant with my 2nd child. When are you going to give birth? You said the 4 babies are in the 1st grade. If we don't give birth now, when are we going to give birth? Zhang Yuxi smiled. Don't persuade me to have a 2nd child. I won't give birth. 4 is enough. And Lan rolled her eyes. You talk as if you are the one taking care of the children. Zhang Yuxi coughed lightly. I'm just afraid that Lin Feng will be tired. And Lan rolled her eyes and looked at Zhang Yuxi. Let's go. Let's have a 2nd baby together and be mothers together. Okay. Good girlfriends, how great it would be to be mothers together. After talking for a long time, she had already started to fantasize. Zhang Yuxi ignored her and peeled garlic, picked vegetables and washed leaves. Where are you, Yuxi? I'm here. Are you listening? Yes. Then do you want to have a second baby? No. Stingy, huh? And Lan hung up the phone angrily, and Zhang Yuxi didn't know whether to laugh or cry. After dinner, Lan shared the joy of having a second baby with the children, and they were all very happy. Chapter 428, Brother or Sister? In a blink of an eye, it was time for the final exam. The exam was in the morning, the cleaning was in the afternoon, and the results were received on Tuesday. Lin Feng had no other requirements. Write every question carefully on the exam, and remember to check it after you finish. Zhang Yuxi quickly said, and don't write words randomly. The teacher can't understand it. If I find out later, Mom will be angry. After the exam, the children went home to check the answers. Except for the composition title, the other answers were the same, so there was no big problem. The title of this exam was My Dad. When Lin Feng heard it, he was still quite curious about what he would look like in the children's writing. In the afternoon, each child took a small bucket and a rag to clean the school. Wipe the table, wipe the chair, mop the floor, etc. Next, the holiday will last until Tuesday to go to school normally to get the report card. In the evening, the little guys played all kinds of things, and Zhang Yuxi accompanied them. Lin Feng was looking at painting classes for the four treasures and took a fancy to several training classes. There are oil pastels, ink paintings, gouache paintings, etc. I will go there and take a good look. As for Taekwondo, Dabao and Sabao are already masters, but they need to continue to learn. Erbao's handicraft class is still going on. Let's see if she is willing to go. Zhang Yuxi was exhausted. You guys play, Mom will go drink a glass of water. Zhang Yuxi sat down, gulped down a few sips of water, and felt that her throat was better. There are many educational institutions in Yangchang, but the reputation is mixed. Tomorrow we will go to see Guoguo, and by the way, we will check out those who learn painting. The next day, the babies slept in, and the family went out at 9 o'clock. Guoguo is a very troublesome child. He played with milk powder, soy sauce, and drank foot-washing water. He has done everything. It made Lan very upset. As she said, if Guoguo was half as obedient as the four babies, I wouldn't be so tired. The walls of the house were covered with Guoguo's graffiti, fingerprints, and various paintings. And Lan didn't care anymore. She would renovate when the child was older. Now that they have a second child, this one should be put on hold for now. Whatever happens will be what it is. They just hope in their hearts that they will have a cute little girl like Sanbao. Woo. Just as they got home, they found Guoguo refusing to eat and running around everywhere. And Lan held a clothes hanger. Come back and eat. Guoguo said in a baby voice, no, I want to play. When Lan opened the door and saw Lin Feng's family, it was as if she saw a savior. Oh my god, you guys are finally done for. My children, your brother Guoguo won't eat, go check on him and make him eat. After saying that, she turned her head and lay on the sofa, looking like she had lost all hope in life. The four children went to play with Guoguo. Lin Feng put away the fruit toys he brought and asked, do you need me to clean up? And Lan was so moved that she called him Dad. Dad, please clean up for me. Zhang Yuxi smiled and sat over, call me Mom. And Lan pursed her lips, go away, I'm really annoying. Zhang Yuxi comforted her bestie, what's wrong? She looked around the whole place, although Guoguo did something wrong, think about it, he is your biological child. And Lan held her forehead, now, Guoguo doesn't like to eat since he started eating complimentary food. Every time he eats, it's like he's dying. When it comes to this, Lan is not angry, but distressed. Once a child loses weight, the effect is immediate, and the chubby little face is almost gone. In order to eat, I took out all my skills, but this kid still doesn't buy it. I'm so angry. Zhang Yuxi felt sorry for her. And Lan has tried very hard to take care of Guoguo and does everything herself. Here, Erbao held Guoguo's hand, Godmother, where's brother Guoguo's meal? And Lan had a bitter face just now, but now it immediately turned into flour. Godmother, go to the pot to serve brother Guoguo some rice. Dada ran to the kitchen and served Guoguo a small bowl. The four children gathered around Guoguo to eat, and Guoguo was extremely obedient. And Lan nudged Zhang Yuxi with her elbow, why, You really don't want to consider having a second child? Zhang Yuxi peeled an apple, without raising her head, and sighed. I really haven't considered it. I used to think that it would be easier after going to primary school, but I didn't expect there would be more things to do. The eldest and fourth treasures are learning taekwondo, the second treasure is learning handmade design, and the third treasure is going to Shanghai for classes. He also has to go to performances to gain experience. Now the children have to learn painting. Last night, the children's father was looking up information on the internet. He was very busy. In the future, there may be more things to do. I want to have another child. How tired will the father be? I certainly can't let him work so hard. It is necessary to quit my job and stay at home to take care of the children. And Lan hummed and held her forehead. Fortunately, the four treasures are all smart and cute. They have been well behaved all their lives, unlike Guoguo who is so naughty. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, Auntie said you were like this. You were so naughty when you were a child. And Lan only said, maybe. Anyway, my mother-in-law said that Liu Bo was very well behaved when he was a child. He was a good kid. Zhang Yuxi comforted her, don't think too much. Guoguo is still young now. When he grows up and becomes a brother, maybe his personality will be more stable. Besides, it's better for boys to be a little naughty. Guoguo finished her meal, and Lin Feng had almost finished the housework. And Lan praised Lin Feng for his virtue and said that Zhang Yuxi had found a treasure. Zhang Yuxi smiled sweetly. Thanks to him, the family would be in such a mess otherwise. And Lan sighed, I used to think that Mr. Lin was great at making money, but now I realize it after raising my own children. Taking care of 4 children at the same time, he is awesome. I only have one, and I am exhausted. Zhang Yuxi smiled, when will Aunt come? I will come after I finish dealing with my mother's affairs. Bao took Guoguo to wash his face and hands. And Lan stood up, I will go get a new dress for Guoguo to change into. Bao followed her, Godmother? You have a baby, right? And Lan smiled and said, yes. Bao asked, brother or sister? And Lan asked back, which one do you want? Bao hummed, brother. Bao is the youngest, so he wants another brother. It's fun to have more brothers, and he can play the game of Ultraman fighting monsters with him. And Lan held her forehead, she didn't want to have another son, she wanted a daughter. Exclamation mark. She said, this godmother can't decide, because having brothers and sisters is decided by God. Whether it's a brother or sister, they are gifts for us. She found a cotton padded jacket and put it on Guoguo, and then put a smock on him. Zhang Yuxi invited the children to eat fruit. Lin Feng came out of the kitchen, do you want to go out together? And Lan said hurriedly, okay. Guoguo is just a few months away from 2 years old, and has a big frame, which is what his father takes. And Lan's hands feel refreshed after holding him for a while. Every time I take care of the child, I carry a bag in a stroller, which is very tiring. On weekdays, I just take the child to the community to play. Going to Zhang Yuxi's house is like going on a long journey. Chapter 429 Comics Club. Lin Feng held Guoguo, put the backpack in the stroller, and the group set off in a mighty manner. Guoguo liked Lin Feng's family very much. Every time she saw Lin Feng and others, she would become a good baby and be extremely obedient. It was cold outside, and the child was wearing diapers and would talk and go to the toilet by himself. But sometimes, he would forget while playing and would pee on his pants. When going out, you must bring diapers, and it is difficult to clean up if you pee on your pants. Lin Feng held Guoguo and coaxed her, Guoguo, you have to pee, tell Dad Lin, okay. Guoguo nodded obediently. Lin Feng was still driving the same car as before, and this car has been driven for almost 7 years. For so many years, there has been no minor problems. Lin Feng did not plan to change it, not because he had no money, but because he felt comfortable. A 6-year-old child no longer needs a safety seat, so he disassembled it and gave it to Guoguo. One for Lan and one for Liu Bo. After arriving at the destination, the front desk greeted them. Lin Feng handed Guoguo to Lan and waved for the 4 treasures to come over. Let's go and find out with Auntie. The price is very attractive, and the teachers are very professional. They all graduated from various art academies. Some are part-time, and some have been teaching for many years. The 4 treasures and Lin Feng went to visit, while Zhang Yuxi and Lan were waiting in the lobby. Guoguo wanted to see the 4 treasures to play, and Lan coaxed him. Zhang Yuxi said, Guoguo is becoming more and more like you. And Lan put Guoguo down. Guoguo was just like the four treasures, with wind and fire wheels under his feet, and he took off when he stepped on them. Brother, brother, sister, sister. And Lan hurried to chase. Little ancestor, you damn come back to me. Ouch, run slower, be careful not to fall. Zhang Yuxi was looking at backpacks and strollers in the lobby. A staff member poured her a cup of hot water and came to communicate with Zhang Yuxi. They recruit children of all ages here, and they can learn anything they want. After the four treasures went into visit, they were not satisfied with painting eggplants, watermelons, and flowers. After all, Dabao and Sabao were very persistent. I want to draw Transformers, Ultraman, not fruits. Urbao pursed his lips. I want to draw something sparkling, something about jewelry. I don't want to draw these either. Sanbao didn't say anything. She could do anything. The teacher reasoned with the children. Children, drawing is a process. You have to do it step by step. When you can do this, you can do it in the future. Children who can listen to reason are no longer children. Urbao pursed his lips and didn't say anything. His attitude said it all. Sanbao took Lin Feng's hand and said softly, Dad, let's go somewhere else to have a look. If there's nothing, let's discuss it again. The teacher realized it then. These children seemed to be different from other children. Lin Feng had no objection. Okay, let's go somewhere else. Guangzhou is a city with many elements. Lin Feng read a lot of introductions, most of which taught children to learn to draw from scratch. According to their idea, they probably had to learn comics, illustrations and the like. Lin Feng would try his best to satisfy the children's interests and hobbies, hoping to develop them in all aspects. Stimulate the instinctive possibilities in them. In the end, they came to a comics club. This is where comics and illustrations are taught. There are special schools for game design, 2D, and 3D CG comic design. But those require the use of computers, and only adults are accepted. Lin Feng and others took a lot of effort to find this place, which is quite remote. Zhang Yuxi was a little worried, and Lin Feng comforted her, since we are here, let's go over and take a look. Looking up, I saw the words SP Comics Club on the window on the second floor. Go up the narrow corridor and turn right according to the direction of the arrow. Push open the glass door and go in. There is a place of about 50 square meters. At a glance, there are 6 cubicles and a very large conference room. There is a bathroom in one corner. Push the door open and enter, and the bell at the door rang. The busy people turned their heads to look, and the faces of the 20-year-olds were full of surprise. At this time, the front desk lady came over to greet them enthusiastically. Hello, is there anything I can do for you? Chapter 430 Investment. Inside the office. After listening to Lin Feng's words, the receptionist smiled and explained. Our SP Comics Club is actually a comics club that publishes and sells comics online. I'm sorry, we don't teach children to draw here. Sibao and Dabao asked, Sister, can you draw Ultraman? Can you draw Transformers? The lady smiled and said gently, I can't, but there's an uncle who is super good. He draws robots and Ultraman very well. After that, the receptionist took out a picture book from the shelf. Look, this is what the uncle drew, you guys take a look. After the 2 little guys saw it, they opened their mouths happily. Wow, so good. The 2 little guys' eyes were shining, and they pulled Lin Feng and praised him. Dad, is it good? Isn't it great? Lin Feng came over to take a look, and he was indeed good at drawing. The receptionist said proudly. He is one of the founders of our comic club. He is good at many styles of painting and has studied abroad. Dabao and Sabao looked at Lin Feng eagerly. Zhang Yuxi comforted the 2 brothers and whispered, Don't worry, Dad is talking to Auntie. Urbao raised his little face and asked, This beautiful sister, do you have jewelry design? The receptionist was stunned for a moment. Jewelry design, we don't have it here. You have to find people who specialize in jewelry design, but... She went to the bookshelf and found another book. This is the work of another painter in our club. It is female style and involves some jewelry. Little sister, you can take a look. Urbao saw that the beauty's jewelry in the illustration was dazzling and he couldn't help but exclaimed. Wow, so beautiful. Lin Feng and his wife came over to take a look and found that it was indeed well drawn. The children liked it so much and were interested in this, and Lin Feng didn't want to disappoint them. He asked the little sister, Is there really no way to teach? We will pay, how much do you want? The receptionist thought for a while, got up and left. Wait a moment. After a while, she brought a young man in his 20s over. The lady at the front desk said, "This is one of the founders of our comics club. The futuristic technology style works we just saw were all created by him. If you have anything to say, just talk to him." The young man had heavy dark circles under his eyes. He sat down and said politely, "Sorry, we don't teach children to draw comics here. You can take your children to those teaching institutions that accept children." Sibeo pouted, "But I don't want to learn to draw winter melons or watermelons. I want to learn to draw Ultraman." Dabeo quickly said, "I want to learn Transformers." The young man smiled and said, "Learning to draw is a process, from simple to complex, and it takes time." Sibeo asked, "Then when can I learn?" "When I grow up, about 10 years. Sibeo was depressed when he heard it. 10 years, it's a long, long time. Sibeo sat on the sofa somewhat sadly, looking at the picture album in his hand, with an unhappy face. Dabeo also grumbled, "We can also learn to draw simple Transformers, and then learn complex ones." He begged Lin Feng, "Dad, I really want to learn, can you think of a way?" Lin Feng was soft-hearted and had no choice but to say, "Okay, Dad will think of a way. But will you stick to it? You know, drawing is very hard work." Dabeo and Sibeo hurriedly expressed their opinions, "We will study hard." Urbeo said softly, "Dad believes in Urbeo." Having said that, he tried his best for the children. He asked the young man, "I can pay more tuition, any amount is fine." The young man pursed his lips, probably shaken by the money, and leaned back on the sofa. After a few seconds of silence, he slowly said, "To tell you the truth, our club will probably be disbanded in less than a week. I promise you, but I may not have time to teach your children. By then, everyone will go their separate ways, and other teachers will not be free." Lin Feng saw the light in the eyes of several children slowly dissipate. He asked, "Can I ask why?" The young man laughed at himself. "Our club mainly draws comic stories, and sends them to major app platforms for sale, making a little money. We just want to make an app platform for comics and animations of our own. The original plan was to spend 100,000 to make a comic platform, but halfway through we wanted to add animation, and suddenly we ran out of money. Now we don't have the money to support it, so we plan to wait until we make money and then come back to continue developing the app. The more functions and the higher the service requirements of an app, the more financial support is needed for research and development. For example, some shopping malls have hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in research and development. From the original intention of the comic app, for long-term considerations, video conversion is a must. Everyone has invested their own money in it." Lin Feng said, "Is that so? How much money do you still need?" The young man smiled, as if to say, "What's the point of telling you this? 500,000. 500,000 is simply a drop in the bucket for Lin Feng. Since obtaining the 88-story office building in the Magic City building, plus the double blessing of the system, he hasn't even calculated how much money he has now. Taking care of the children's food and daily life all day, some systems come with rewards. Lin Feng rarely touches the money in the bank, and it's good to invest when there is a chance. How about this? Count me in. I will invest as an investor, and I will pay as much money as needed." The young man didn't react and was a little confused. "Are you sure you want to invest? You don't know us yet, why don't you consider it?" Lin Feng couldn't help laughing after hearing what he said. "Then take me to understand it now." The young man was shocked. "No problem, please follow me." He took Lin Feng and others to visit the studio. "This is the R&D area, this is our employees' work area." The people behind Lin Feng looked here and there curiously, and there were posters everywhere. On one wall, everyone's resume was written, and it looked very impressive. The comics they produced have won sales awards in major apps, and some have even been exported abroad and sold well after translation. Here, they are not only painters, but also animators. One by one, they opened this comic club with dreams in their hearts, and they were eager to do something big. As a result, they couldn't move forward without money. This is our plan and planning case, you can take a look. Lin Feng didn't take the 500,000 yuan seriously, but for some entrepreneurs, this money can save lives. It can change their fate and help them get out of trouble. This is a project we haven't done yet. In addition to the lack of money, everyone here is a talent and can take on multiple roles. This sentence was said with helplessness and pride. Lin Feng took a quick look. These projects were carefully made and written in detail. It's well written, and the prospects are very promising. Lin Feng returned to the office and said to the young man, "In the future, I will pay for it. You do your technical work well and work hard." Chapter 431 Money is not a problem. Okay. The young man was excited. Lin Feng said, "Also, my children also want to learn to paint. Can you spare some time to teach them? 1 hour will be enough, not more. They like to painting very much. It may be just a hobby now, but what if it becomes their dream in the future? As parents, we always want to give our children the best. We try our best to satisfy them without excessive demands. People have said so. What can the young man say? No problem. Send the children to class when the time comes." The front desk lady is in charge of finance and personnel. Lin Feng asked for the account and directly transferred 500,000 yuan. The front desk lady and the young man were dumbfounded. "Boss, can you transfer money just by saying so?" She hurried to the front desk. I will go to get the invoice right now." The young man was so moved that he didn't know how to express it. Thank you so much." For so many days, they have been running for 500,000 yuan, and they have really reached the point of being penniless. Lin Feng smiled. In fact, this 500,000 yuan is really a drop in the bucket for him. He excitedly told the good news to others. There was a cheer outside. The young man was called Dongni. He said to Lin Feng seriously, as if he was making an oath, "We will definitely not let you down. The people in their team are all the best, and he has worked hard to bring them together." Lin Feng also nodded solemnly, "I believe in your ability." After being happy, Dongni took the children to visit. There were only the receptionist and Lin Feng in the office. "Boss, here are your bills and contracts. Take a look." The receptionist reminded Lin Feng kindly, "You can ask a lawyer to take a look. If you are not satisfied with anything, we can change it." Lin Feng thought it was good and signed his name. The receptionist said without boasting, "Boss, your handwriting is really beautiful." At this time, a young man who claimed to be from the planning department came to find Lin Feng. Although it is called the planning department, anyone can actually play this role. The other party coughed lightly and seemed to be hesitant to speak. The receptionist left tactfully. Lin Feng smiled faintly. "Just tell me what you have to say." "Boss, are you rich?" the other party asked tentatively. Lin Feng said calmly, "I have some money, let's get to the point. The point is, this is the app promotion plan we wrote before, but it was shelved due to insufficient funds in the later stage. The tone changed, but now we are different from the past. With you, the big boss, I believe all our problems will be solved. Well, it's a matter of money." Lin Feng stretched out his hand. "Let me take a look." To put it bluntly, the promotion plan is to advertise and pay money to promote on the app website. You can also invite big verses with many fans to promote it. As long as the promotion is in place, more people will download it. At that time, there will naturally be more users. Nowadays, unless you have strong strength to be known by others, most of them are widely advertised. Of course, some people, even if they have strong strength, have not encountered good luck. No one cares, and finally become unpopular. Maybe when the time is right, it may suddenly become popular. Lin Feng asked, "How much does it cost for promotion?" Before the other party said anything, Tony came over and said, "Let's put this aside for now. After the app is made, we can talk about it after looking at the data from the previous week." The other party hesitated to speak, and Lin Feng did not continue to ask. Over there, the children have already started to draw by themselves. They are still very interested in these. The app will be put online at the end of January. During this period, the themes of videos and animations must be selected. Their own works can be exclusive, and other popular comics can be purchased for exclusive copyright. In this way, other apps can't watch it. But this requires money, and someone has to negotiate. They also took back the works that were sold by major app salesmen and put them on their own platform for viewing. As for animation, it also requires money to introduce it, or it can be used as a channel. Before leaving, Lin Feng asked, "My home is far away from here. It takes about 40 minutes by car. Can I call the front desk when I come?" The front desk lady gestured, "No problem." After Lin Feng and his group left, "Tony, why don't you let me speak? 500,000 can only allow us to develop the app. We don't have enough money for the follow-up." Tony sighed, "Let's make the app first and then let others see the work before investing." "Oh, they just invested 500,000, and less than 10 minutes later, You said it was not enough and invested another 100,000. What do you think they will think? Their money didn't come from the wind. They can invest as much as you want. What do you think they do? Didn't you see that they gave birth to quadruplets? 4 children to raise. Isn't this money? We are lucky to be able to raise 500,000. Let's not think about anything else. Let's make the app first. As for promotion, let's wait and see the results later. Without results, why should they invest more in you? Then, suddenly, the lady at the front desk screamed. This scared everyone. Duangni frowned. What's wrong? Did you see a ghost? The front desk lady came over with her phone and said to Duangni, no, it's that boss who transferred another million and said he would spend it as he pleased. Everyone. Damn, such an investor is good. 1 million is not a big investment in Yangchang. But they are just a comic club that has not started yet, and no one cares about it. In the comics industry, they may be a little famous. But in reality, 1 million is an investment that cannot be obtained even if you beg for it. Yet, with this 1 million, promotion is not a problem. You can also buy a few exclusive copyrights. No, I have to finish my last few pages quickly. Ha. SP Animation App Platform, because there is no money to introduce works. In addition, it is a brand new platform, and many works are reluctant to go online. Therefore, many works that are online are made by the painters here who stay up all night to ensure that there will be a large number of works for people to read when the app goes online. Duangni couldn't help but smile. Okay, money is not a problem, let's work hard. Great. With financial support, everyone is even more motivated. On the way back, the children were all happy and chattering. Zhang Yuxi frowned. Honey, isn't it too far to drive here? It's 40 minutes. Lin Feng smiled. I think, after the app is online and the results are good, I will rent an office building for them. It's near us, and it will be convenient for the children to learn painting in the future. Zhang Yuxi nodded. She unconditionally believed in and supported all of Lin Feng's decisions. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 432 App Online. Back home. Lin Feng asked the children to plan their own time. And he was just a tool for driving. In a blink of an eye, it was time for the children to get their report cards. It only took an hour to issue the results. The school was full of parents, discussing how their children would spend their holidays. My son is not good at math. I will give him a good tutoring during the holidays. My daughter is not good at pinyin. I also want to lay a good foundation for her. Her father is not good at pinyin. He can't distinguish NL, and he can't understand flat tongue and curled tongue. That's right, pinyin is the foundation. If you don't have a good foundation in pinyin, you will definitely not be able to keep up with your studies in the future. After a while, the children in class 8 came down first. Dabeo and Erbeo are in the same class. Dabeo, as the class monitor, scored 100 in both exams. Erbeo also scored 100 in both exams, without any suspense. Most of the other children in the class scored more than 90 points, and some scored more than 80, and some failed. The parent who failed was speechless and choked as he looked at his son's heartless appearance, shaking with anger. Other parents came over to comfort him, and the mother's face looked a little better. Soon, the class 6 also finished school. Sanbeo and Sabeo both got 100 marks. There is no winter vacation homework for those who get 100 marks. That means, during the vacation, they can do what they like. That afternoon, after taking a nap, the children couldn't wait to go to the comics club. Lin Feng refused. They're all super busy now, just like you taking exams. Dad will take you there after they are done. The children had no choice but to agree. SP Anime app was launched earlier than expected, thanks to the money paid in the later stage. Launch at midnight on Saturday night. Lin Feng smiled and said, okay, I will also contribute to the download volume then. At midnight on Saturday, an app called SP Anime Linkage was launched. Everyone stared at the download volume and waited in front of the computer. At the same time, app hosts such as the animation area of major platforms were advertising this app. Several big verses on Weibo were promoting it. The app purchased the exclusive copyright of several popular animations and comics abroad. This is also one of the selling points of the app. After downloading it, Lin Feng played it for a while and thought it was pretty good. The layout is clean and the works are all-encompassing. If it can attract a dad like him, it is estimated that it can attract more young groups. The next day, Raymond Lam woke up and found a missed call. It was from Tony. Then there was a WhatsApp message. The screenshot was taken at 6 o'clock in the morning today, and the number of downloads was 230,000. If nothing unexpected happens, the number of downloads on the first day will reach 1 million. Let's look at the data after 24 hours. It's now 7:30, and I went to the download store to check it out. It's 270,000. The user comments and responses are very good, and they all gave 5-star reviews. Raymond Lam got up to cook for the 4 babies, and then took them to learn taekwondo, handicrafts, etc. Liu Bo called early in the morning. "Brother, I want to discuss something with you." "What is it?" "Our Lin's clothing brand has been established for several years. I see other companies organize overseas tours every year. Should we do one too?" "That's fine. Have you decided where to go?" "No, I'm here to discuss it with you. The Chinese New Year is in half a month. There will be many people buying children's clothing at that time. Every time the Chinese New Year comes, it is the busiest time in the online store." Lin Feng thought about it and said, "How about this? Let's have some fun in China this year, go to Tokyo, and bring in Lan with us. She always said she didn't make it. You can do some statistics later, and old employees like Chen Xiaotong will also participate. Select a few people from Lan's restaurant and participate together. You can bring your family members." "Okay." After hanging up the phone, Lin Feng thought for a while and called Jiang Anmin and Lin Jiajin. The 2 hot pot restaurants also arranged for several old employees to go together, and they can bring their families to play together. The air tickets are free, and all expenses are paid by the company. Lin Jiajin pursed his lips and asked in a low voice, "Can I go?" He had actually been coveting it for a long time, but he never had the chance. Because the consumption there is really too expensive. After the call, Lin Feng thought of Dogni again. Since the app went online at 0000 hours last night, everyone in the comics club has been sitting in front of the computer waiting, and they stayed up until dawn. At this point, Dogni had just finished a bucket of instant noodles and planned to sleep until noon. In order to save money, Dogni returned his rental house and slept on the sofa in the comics club. Dogni was much more energetic after a call. "Brother Feng." Lin Feng smiled. "It's like this, we plan to travel abroad." After listening for a while, Dogni was no longer sleepy, and the whole person suddenly became very energetic. He couldn't contain his excitement and asked tentatively, "Brother Feng, how many people can do it?" Lin Feng was looking at the porridge and preparing dried milk, and his tone was casual. "Yes, any number of people are fine. Report the number of people tonight." Okay. After hanging up the phone, Dogni washed his face with cold water and called everyone to come for a meeting. In less than half an hour, all the members of the club came. The technical department ran the fastest, and they were very nervous. "What's wrong? Did something go wrong?" Dogni looked at him with a smile. "No. The person in the technical department is Qin Xiaon, Dogni's classmate. It took a long time for him to agree to start a business together. With the joining of Qin Xiaon, they plan to develop up from a simple comics club. They can't just work for the platform. They want to build their own platform." Qin Xiaon was the busiest last night, with 2 dark circles under his eyes, and he was very angry. "Nothing, why did you look for me?" Dogni smiled at him. "You'll know in a while." Qin Xiaon knew that Dogni was reliable and would not do anything weird. He fell on the sofa. "I'll take a nap, wake me up later." After everyone arrived one after another, the last to come was Mingguang from the planning department. This comics club was founded by Dogni, Qin Xiaon and Mingguang. Mingguang has done everything in the comics field, and he worked in the operations before resigning. Therefore, he knows the most about the later operations. Dogni woke up Qin Xiaon. "Today, I have good news to tell you. Our boss, that's Brother Feng, thinks we have been too hard during this period, so..." One of them hurriedly said, "Are you going to give us a red envelope?" Dogni was stunned for a moment, knowing that everyone was really poor recently. No, it's to take us to Tokyo for 3 days, all expenses covered." Everyone looked at each other. In China, Tokyo is a must-go place for tourism. It's the same as Sanya Beach. In Guangzhou, it doesn't snow in winter. In Tokyo, You can see the most beautiful snow scenery in China. Brother Feng said that you can take as many people as you want. Everyone stood up and cheered. Some people were confused. For example, Qin Ziaon, I can't leave. What should I do if I leave? An artist also said, oh my god, I still have 3 comics to update, I can't go. Another artist turned on the taunting skill, ha, I have saved drafts, you didn't expect that. Fuck, you have saved drafts, how come I didn't know? Are you surprised? Are you shocked? Tony clapped his hands, quiet down, be quiet. There are some people who haven't finished the work at hand, those who are free can go and help. Please work hard, and try to give us all a day off this time, and have a good 3 days. Opportunities are rare. As for Qin Ziaon, you should go too, and carry your computer. Okay, now let's assign the work. All of them have multiple jobs, and there is no problem at all. Chapter 433 Let's go out and play. After making breakfast, Lin Feng went to call Zhang Yuxi and the children downstairs for dinner. Zhang Yuxi is officially on holiday today, and will take Sanbei to Shanghai to learn music. If there are performances, they will also go to New York. Last time, Sanbei became famous after her solo. There are also media reports on this matter, but the length is very small. Sanbei is a genius among her peers, but if she wants to be on a larger platform, she must have absolute strength. Once the strength exists, she will make a big splash and shock the music world. At that time, Sanbei will be truly recognized. But the premise depends on how talented Sanbei is. After breakfast, Lin Feng talked to Zhang Yuxi about Takedo. And Lan has been thinking about it for a long time, and this time she must take the children. Since Zhang Yuxi and Sanbei are going to Shanghai, the whole family will go to Shanghai and play in Takedo together. Let Miao Lang and his wife go too. Just like that, a group of people are ready to go to Takedo. Check in at Chuxu Hotel, all expenses are free. Lin Feng has already informed the hotel. Zhao Lizian and Zhang Fuiong are both busy, and feel regretful. I can only go next time when I have time. It seems that I haven't been there for 2 or 3 years. Lin Feng, his wife and children, arrived at Donghaidao with Miao Lang and his wife. It was already evening. Chen Ziatuang, and Lan and others will be an hour later. The employees selected by Mi Chang Hot Pot Restaurant arrived this afternoon with Dong Mi and others. After dinner, the children lay in front of the huge fish shed, teasing the small fish. And Lan was a little tired at first, but she was full of energy after arriving at the destination. After checking in at the hotel, and Lan went to find Zhang Yuxi. Guoguo and the 4 treasures looked at the fish and didn't want to move a step. Looking at the neon lights in the snow outside the window, and Lan sighed, after many years, I'm finally here. Zhang Yuxi cruelly reminded, what if you come? You're pregnant and can't play. And Lan's smile froze on her face. Oh, right, I almost forgot that I'm pregnant. Damn, all the joy was in vain. And Lan was so depressed, and the key point was that Zhang Yuxi made things worse by describing how fun it was here. She even said that there were other amusement projects. And Lan frowned and stared at Zhang Yuxi. She seemed to be considering whether to continue their friendship. Why are you looking at me like that? Everything I said is true. Lin Feng didn't know, and walked over and said, a new high-end ski resort has been built. I heard it's very interesting. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, and Lan can ski. She went abroad to learn it before. And Lan pulled the corner of her mouth, touched her belly and didn't want to talk. At this time, Erbao came over. She still remembered some things. Godmother, there is a slide over there. It's very long and fun. And Lan's tense little face quickly showed a smile. Really? Have you played it before? No, I was too young to play before, but I can play it this year. Sibao ran over. Godmother, there's a cable car over there, it's so high and fun. And Lan's mood improved again. Then let's play together then, okay. Dongni and others thought that it would be better to meet Lin Feng and say hello. They really didn't expect that he was so rich. When they learned that this hotel belonged to Lin Feng, they were all stunned. Qin Zion and other people in the club all had social phobia and didn't like this kind of interaction. Dongni took the front desk lady and the 2 went to say hello to Lin Feng. Lin Feng was making supper. Sit down first, I'll be done here soon. Dongni quickly said, you are busy, I'm not in a hurry. Sibao and Dabao liked Dongni the most, and took him to see the fish shed, saying that there were sharks in it. Dongni had seen some of the world when he was abroad. When he saw a wall full of fish sheds with a shark swimming happily inside, he lost his composure. The front desk lady was a bit childish and immediately played with the 4 treasures and guaguo. Lin Feng cooked some porridge, but the children didn't eat much on the plane today. The food in the hotel didn't suit their appetite, so they ate very little. They are growing taller, and children grow fastest in autumn and winter. So in autumn and winter, Lin Feng immediately turned into a nutritionist and matched food for the children. Outdoor sports, sunbathing, and drinking milk are all necessary. Wife, 4 treasures, guaguo is eating. Guaguo was left with Lin Feng and slept with the 4 treasures at night. And Lan and Liu enjoyed a rare life of 2 people and got some peace and quiet. Lin Feng asked Dong Ni, "Do you want to eat some? There's more in the pot." Dong Ni waved his hand, "No, no, Li Zi and I came here just to say hello to you." Lin Feng smiled, "Have fun. If you want to leave, go to the front desk and they will book your tickets." "Okay, then you eat, we'll leave first." "Okay. Goodbye. Goodbye, kids. Goodbye, Uncle Dong Ni. Goodbye, sister." Li Zi was so beautiful that she even boasted in the elevator. "After eating supper, I let Guo sleep here." He didn't look for his parents and slept here obediently. One is the boys' room and the other is the girls' room. In order to prevent the little princesses from being scared, Zhang Yuxi accompanied Erbao and Sanbao to sleep before returning to the master bedroom. "Wife?" "Yes. After many years of marriage, don't they have this tacit understanding?" Zhang Yuxi didn't say a word and got into bed directly. The next day, everyone goes out to play. The children must play on the slide this time. They are already 1.2 meters tall and can be accompanied by their parents. Wearing helmets and getting on equipment, Lin Feng was in front and Zhang Yuxi was behind. The children were in the middle, and the family started playing. Zhang Yuxi specifically asked the children to wear masks and gloves, fearing that they would be too excited and scream loudly. Drinking cold air, you have to cough. Sure enough, from the beginning to the end, everyone was so excited. Even Erbao and Sanbao were not timid this time and had a lot of fun. "Dad, we want to play more. Let's go, up the mountain." One afternoon, the couple took the children to play repeatedly, as if they couldn't play enough. It wasn't until Lin Feng said he was tired that the children were willing to play something else. "You can skate here, ski, and there are coaches teaching on site." Dabao and Sibao have never been afraid of anything, so they learned to skate. Erbao and Sanbao went to the children's playground and played with guaguo. Rather than saying it's on-site teaching, it's actually buying a set of equipment and taking you to feel it under the guidance of the staff. This thing can't be learned overnight, it requires hard work. Zhang Yuxi was so tired after playing that she sat down in the shed to rest. Lin Feng accompanied her. "Did you have fun?" "Happy." Zhang Yuxi ordered a cup of milk tea. "I was scared at first, but not anymore." Lin Feng looked at Dabao and Sibao. There were many acquaintances from the comics club at the skating rink, and they all had a great time. Lin Feng wanted to try skiing. "Wife, is it difficult to learn skiing?" "It shouldn't be difficult." And Lan mastered the skills in no time. "Do you want to learn?" Lin Feng nodded. "Do you want to come with us?" "No, you go ahead. I'll look after the kids here." She really didn't want to exercise anymore. She just wanted to sit quietly for a while. Look, her best friend and Lan came to accompany her. Chapter 434. Zhang Yuxi was terrified. What is Mr. Lin doing? To learn skiing. And Lan looked at Lin Feng's back with envy, and suddenly remembered something. If nothing goes wrong, my little one will be born in August. It would be great if they were born on the 8th. Well, the children can celebrate their birthdays together in the future. And Lan pointed at Sibao and said, "Wow, Sibao is good. He mastered skating so quickly. Awesome." Zhang Yuxi looked over and saw that Sibao could already skate on the ice independently. And Lan said sincerely, "If you train Sibao well in sports, he might be a genius." Although Sibao was weak when he was young. But with the help of the system, he is now a real man. The same is true for Sanbao in music. In fact, Sanbao is indeed a musical genius. Lin Feng plans to apply for a sports university after the child finishes school. He is still young now. Take it one step at a time. Choose the right path and you will take fewer detours in your life in the future. And Lan is also a parent. It is said that parents have far-sighted plans and always consider more than their children. On the other side, the 4th child can already ski freely, which may be a talent. In contrast, The second child's movements are stiff and more cautious. The first child still needs the staff to play. Here, Lin Feng came to the primary track, where all the skiers are beginners. Lin Feng bought equipment, and a male staff member taught him how to master balance, remember the key points, etc. In less than 5 minutes, Lin Feng skied twice on the primary track and felt that it was not a big problem, so he could go to the intermediate track. The staff. 10 minutes later, Lin Feng moved to the advanced track. The staff. Sir, is this really your first time learning? Well, is there any problem? No, I just think you are so amazing. Well, after all, I am a man who has been cleansed. The staff was very worried. Sir, how about you ski on the intermediate track first? This will guarantee your safety. Lin Feng wore goggles, stood facing the wind, looked at the track below, and said lightly, "It's okay, I'm sure." The staff was very worried, but did not stop him. "I'll go with you. If there's any accident, I can do something in the first time." As it turned out, his worries were unnecessary, as Lin Feng performed very well. Lin Feng usually played basketball, but that was only when he was in high school. And after that time at the gymnasium, he realized that he was actually very good at sports. Zhang Yuxi waited for a long time, but Lin Feng didn't come back. Dabao and Sabao were temporarily handed over to Mingguang and others to take care of. Xian and Lan went to the ski resort to take a look. Lin Feng is so handsome, how could everyone not have an impression of him? He went to the advanced track to ski. One of the coaches said when he had time. Before Zhang Yuxi could say anything, Lan exclaimed, "What? Advanced track?" Zhang Yuxi was panicked when she heard it. Lan frowned. This advanced track is set for those experienced ski racers. Is Mr. Lin crazy? Zhang Yuxi asked hurriedly, "Will it be dangerous?" Lan blurted out, "Nonsense, I don't even dare to go to the advanced track, okay? Not to mention Mr. Lin, who is learning to ski for the first time." The color of Zhang Yuxi's face faded completely. What? Lan said quickly, "Don't panic, my skills were not up to par at that time, Mr. Lin will definitely be fine." Yuxi? Zhang Yuxi came back to her senses. I'll call Lin Feng. Lan said quickly, "Don't call yet, wait a minute." She asked the staff here, and after learning that Lin Feng was accompanied by a coach, she quickly told Zhang Yuxi the news. After hearing this, Zhang Yuxi breathed a sigh of relief, but was still worried. Lan comforted her, "With a coach here, nothing will happen. Besides, who is Mr. Lin? He won't act rashly without certainty." Zhang Yuxi nodded randomly. At this time, she was not as scared as before. After waiting for 20 minutes, Lan and Zhang Yuxi looked around, and suddenly a familiar voice came from behind, which scared the two. Zhang Yuxi turned around and threw herself into his arms when she saw Lin Feng. As if she was about to lose him, she could feel her fear. Lin Feng was completely confused. "What's wrong?" This question was asked to Lan. Lan patted her chest and said unhappily, "You still ask me what's wrong? Yuxi learned that you went to the advanced track to skate, and was very worried about you. She has been waiting for you for a long time." Lin Feng knew the reason, patted Zhang Yuxi's back and coaxed her. "Don't think too much, I will be fine. Look, am I not standing here well? I went to the advanced track to skate because I was very sure." After Zhang Yuxi calmed down, she looked up at Lin Feng. Lin Feng saw that her little face was red from the cold, and felt distressed. "Let's go home. Husband will make you delicious food." Zhang Yuxi nodded softly. It's almost time to play and go home. The children were tired from playing today, and they went to bed after dinner, and they didn't even remember to wash their feet. "Husband, you scared me today. Be good, husband will be fine, don't think too much." During the half-hour wait, she thought of too many possibilities. "Don't do anything dangerous in the future. The child and I need you." "Got it." Lin Feng kissed Zhang Yuxi to calm her down. On the fourth day, Tony and the others left. Although Lin Feng said that it was okay to play for a few more days, there were too many things to do, so work should be the priority. The other two groups also left one after another. Zhang Yuxi, Lan and others left on the sixth day. Lan and Liu Bo went to Shanghai, and then returned to meet Chang Withen's mother. Chapter 435 I want to start a business. Before we know it, the new year is coming. This new year, Lin Feng is going back to Micheng. In addition to celebrating the new year, he is also going to open another branch. Lan will celebrate the new year in Shanghai. She feels that she is still a cute baby with her mother's love. Lin Dashan and his wife cleaned the villa and waited for their son, daughter-in-law and their family to come back. Not only that, the refrigerator should be filled with meat and vegetables. Make more quilts so that it will be warm. Let's go to the airport to pick up our grandson. As soon as they arrived at the airport, Joe Killen looked around with anticipation. Lin Dashan smiled and said, "Didn't we meet during the long vacation this year?" Joe Killen looked at Lin Dashan speechlessly. "You know nothing, don't talk to me, I'm bothering you." Other couples love each other more and more as they get older. But for them, they are more and more disgusted. Especially Joe Killen, she doesn't like her husband in various ways and just scolds him in various ways. Here they come. Sibeo, Sanbeo, Erbeo, Dabeo. The children are already in the first grade and have experienced some things. Especially Erbeo and Sanbeo, they are both worldly people, and they are gentle in character. Look, they are walking behind. Dabeo and Sibeo in front are like running in a race, calling grandpa and grandma non-stop. Just like Calabash brothers. Lin Dashan is very happy. "Oh, good guy, you have grown so big." Joe Killen picked up Erbeo. "My dear, he's as tall as grandma when I hold him." Lin Dashan said with a smile, "A lot taller." Just as he was talking, Sanbeo came over. In terms of temperament, Sanbeo is the most outstanding. Is it related to literature and art? Lin Dashan wanted to take the bag from Lin Feng. Lin Feng smiled and said, "Dad, let me do it." Lin Dashan smiled and nodded, "Yes, you do it." Unknowingly, his son has become an adult. Lin Feng also realized that as the four treasures grew up, Lin Dashan and his wife have aged a lot, especially Lin Dashan, whose temples have turned white and his back has become more hunched. Joe Killen's face had more wrinkles. In the car, Lin Dashan said that Lin Ji and his classmates would arrive in the evening. Sibeo liked to play with Lin Ji the most. Great, great. Dabeo sighed, "I wonder if he will bring us gifts." Lin Feng smiled and said, "Of course he will. When has he not remembered you? Even if you are not with your grandparents, the courier will send the things over." The two boys chuckled. Boys are still easy to play with boys. Dabeo and Sibeo have the best relationship with Lin Ji. Although Lin Ji is a college student now, he is not small in playfulness. Whenever he comes back, he will take the children to play all kinds of games. He will also chat with the children on video, which makes the children very happy. Once they return to Micheng, the children miss him the most, and their grandparents have to stand aside. Every Chinese New Year, the children will call Lin Ji and ask him if he will come back. Therefore, in the past 2 years, whenever Lin Feng comes home, Lin Ji will definitely come back. When Lin Feng got home, he saw that everything was packed. "Thank you, Mom and Dad." Joe Killen said with a smile, "What are you thanking me for? We are all family." Zhang Yuxi went to pack up, while Lin Feng continued to cook. "When will Xiaoji arrive?" "After 8 o'clock. Then let him come over to my place, and we will have dinner together as a family." "Okay." The children played with their grandparents and told them everything they saw and heard. What they received was all kinds of flattery from the two old people. Something like, "My grandchildren are the best, my grandchildren are the smartest, the cutest," etc. There were 2 rooms upstairs, one for the 2 princesses and one for the 2 boys. Their clothes were sorted and put away, and their toys were laid out. While cooking, Lin Feng listened to the laughter of the old people and the children, and couldn't help but smile. At 8:30, Lin Ji was carrying a bag and dragging a small suitcase in his hand. As soon as he entered the door, the children came to greet him. Dabeo asked, "Did you bring us gifts?" Erbeo asked, "Do you have any toys?" Sibeo asked, "Do you have any delicious food?" Sanbeo stood behind and asked with concern, "Are you tired?" Lin Ji smiled and said, "No." He pointed at the 3 huskies and said with a smile, "I thought you missed me. You thought about food and toys the first time you saw me." Erbeo quickly expressed his attitude, "No, no, we miss Uncle Xiaoji the most. Erbeo misses you the most." Sibeo also quickly said, "Yes, yes, if you bring us delicious food, I will miss Uncle Xiaoji even more." Dabeo quickly followed suit, but he was not good at speaking, so he could only say, "Me too." Xiaoji hugged Sanbeo. "As for the gifts, there are. Let's go inside." The 3 huskies worked together to push the suitcase. Back in the living room, Xiaoji took off his coat and asked loudly, "Brother, when will dinner be served?" Lin Feng's answer came from the kitchen. It will take another 5 minutes, you can go wash your hands. The children couldn't wait any longer and urged Zhang Yuxi to open the box quickly. Wait, you are also impatient. This suitcase was empty except for gifts and toys for the children. This is for the 4th child, this is for the 2nd child, and this is for the 3rd child. These are all food, and there are some small toys. Divide them among yourselves. Don't fight. There are a lot of them. Everyone can get a share. The children happily took the toys and ran to the kitchen to show them to Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi. Mom and Dad, look, this is the bumblebee that Uncle Zhang Yuxi bought for me. Isn't it handsome? Mom and Dad, this is my princess crown. Isn't it beautiful? It was almost time for dinner. The 4 little guys crowded in the kitchen. After the couple finished their business, they said, okay, we're going to eat. Everyone is hungry. Play with the toys after dinner. Now go wash your hands. At the dinner table, the children ate at their small dining table. Lin Feng asked Lin Ji, what are you going to do after graduation? Lin Ji pursed his lips, I want to start a business. Lin Feng naturally fully supported his brother, if you don't have enough funds, you can tell me. Lin Ji smiled and said, thank you first, brother, but it shouldn't be a big problem. I have earned a lot from working in the past few years. When he was in school, Lin Ji used his New Year's money to pay the down payment for a house. Lin Dashan and his wife paid it back for several years in high school. After Lin Ji got a foothold in college, he earned money to pay off the mortgage. In the past few years, the mortgage has been paid off and the house has been delivered. He is still young and plans to start a business in Beijing with Chen Miao and Meng Liang. So this house in Michang wants to be simply renovated and then rented out. During this period, Lin Dashan and his wife are doing this. After the new year, the house can be rented out to create an income for Lin Ji. What are you going to do? Open an educational institution? Lin Feng asked. Lin Ji shook his head. No, we plan to set up an animation design company to do post-editing special effects and so on. In recent years, my country's animation industry has been booming and has great prospects. Lin Feng said oh, and talked about SP. Unexpectedly, Lin Ji also knew about it. Hey, did you invest in it, brother? Chen Miao and I have downloaded it, and we think it's very good. Lin Feng said with a smile, I personally think that you can come to SP for an internship before you start your own business. They're all very good. This is what Lin Feng did to investigate when he had nothing to do afterwards. Tony, Qin Ziaon and Ming Guang are all very good, and they have a firm grasp of the technology. Lin Ji had no objection. Okay, after the new year, the 4 of us will go to SP to have a look. At the moment, it is better to do it alone than to have a way out. Chapter 436 Why is the gap so big? The next day, Lin Feng took the children to Yuhuli. At noon, Lin Ji, Chen Miao and others will meet here. It was still the familiar children's playground, and the children went in to play. Zhang Yuxi and Zhou Qilin were lying on the massage chair for massage. Lin Feng went to the store to find Lin Jiajin, and also called Zhang Yanmin. In these few days, the matter of opening a branch store was settled. Zhou Qilin suddenly recalled, I remember one year, you played with Lan. Oh, Zhang Yuxi hurriedly shyly looked at Zhou Qilin. Mom, don't say it. This is the first time I have been so embarrassed since I grew up. Zhou Qilin just sighed. Now Lan is pregnant with her 2nd child, and the 4 babies are so big, time flies so fast. Zhang Yuxi looked at the children playing. Yes. On the other side, Lin Jiajin had been waiting in the store for a long time. Boss Lin, come on, sit here. Lin Jiajin said with a smile, Antman will be here soon. Lin Feng looked at Lin Jiajin and looked at the top of his head. After hesitating for a while, he couldn't help asking. Are you going bald? Hair loss and baldness are Lin Jiajin's pain. No, to be exact, it is the pain of every middle-aged man, and it is irresistible. It seems that preventing hair loss and baldness can catch the tail of youth. Lin Jiajin was still smiling just now, and the smile froze on his face, and he still refused to admit it. No, don't you still have hair on your head? Lin Feng exposed his lie. You can even see the white scalp, you still have hair. Lin Jiajin was speechless, and looked at Lin Feng, surprised. Hey, you still have so much hair? It's still so good, is it true? Hey, if you don't have hair, don't think that others will be hairless. Lin Feng was a little speechless and asked, can this hair be fake? Lin Jiajin gestured, yes, Some people are almost bald, so they will use a hairpiece to cover it up, just like the real thing. Lin Feng said, "Oh," and said with a smile, "Sorry, I've never been bald, so I don't know about this." Lin Jiajin heard what was going on and said with a smile, "After all, I'm your brother, are you making fun of me?" Lin Feng said seriously, "No, I'm just being realistic. As a man who is almost bald due to hair loss." Seeing that Lin Feng has thick, black and shiny hair, how can you not envy him? Lin Feng, tell me, what is your secret to not losing hair? Look at Lin Jiajin's eyes that are eager for knowledge. Lin Feng is extremely grateful that the system gave him such a reward. Well, if there is no reward from the system, would I be almost bald now? Yes, it's possible. Look at Lin Jiajin, he didn't do anything else in a day, and he lost so much hair. It's terrible. Lin Feng shook his head, there is no secret. I usually take care of the children and do housework at home. Maybe it's my mentality, so my hair doesn't fall out much? Lin Jiajin was half believing and half doubting. Really? I think my mentality is pretty good. Look at me, I don't smoke much now, I don't play cards, and I don't smoke much. After finishing the work in the store, I go home to take care of the children. Life is more plain than before, but my hair is falling out. Think about those years, staying up late, smoking and drinking, but my hair didn't fall out. Lin Feng said slowly, I'm getting old, my body can't take it anymore. Lin Jiajin was stuck. But he was still worried. Tell me, what shampoo do you use on a daily basis? It's very ordinary, just Fei, Dero or something like that. I use whatever I can get. Lin Feng exudes a faint and pleasant fragrance. Lin Jiajin remembered this fragrance, probably the smell of shampoo, and he will go to the supermarket on the underground first floor to take a look. Just as he was thinking about it, Zhang Anmin also came. Zhang Anmin became a father and became much more mature and stable. Zhang Jin also got married, and Lin Feng also gave a gift. Zhang Anmin gave birth to a daughter, which made Lin Jiajin, who has 2 sons, very envious. You are here, sit down quickly. Zhang Anmin had just sat down and had not yet started the conversation when a lethal topic was thrown out. Lin Jiajin pointed at Zhang Anmin's hair and said, see, not only am I going bald. He is also going bald. Since I met him, he has been soaking wolfberries in a thermos cup. After so many years, he is bald. This kind of thing that hurts the enemy by 1,000 and hurts oneself by 800 makes Zhang Anmin speechless. Damn, the topic is a bit out of place. However, Zhang Anmin discovered. Lin Feng is not bald, this is not scientific. They are classmates, how many months apart are they? Zhang Anmin asked with a bit of resentment, why aren't you bald? Lin Feng was even more puzzled, why am I bald? We are the same age. Originally, they were talking about opening a branch store, and after talking about baldness for a long time, the two of them were in a very depressed mood. As for the site selection, they had already drawn up a few and asked Lin Feng to go and have a look. Lin Feng called Zhang Yuxi and said that he had to go out to do something, and the child was left to her and Zhou Qilan. We estimate that we will be back at 5 or 6 in the afternoon. If you are hungry, come to the store to eat, or just go and eat. Lin Ji and the others will be here soon. After the explanation, the 3 of them took a car to see the store. In the car, Lin Jiajin talked about the second child. Zhang Anmin didn't care about the second child. He could have it or not, depending on Su Kiki's opinion. Su Kiki didn't have a natural birth that year, and she had to have a cesarean section again, which was very painful. In addition, something happened again. After the child was born, he promised Su Kiki that he would not have a second child. If he wanted one, it would also depend on Su Kiki's opinion. He thought a daughter would be good enough. Lin Feng smiled and said, I don't want a second child. It's good to have a son and a daughter. Lin Jiajin was a little unwilling, I want a daughter. After giving birth to 2 sons, Lin Jiajin wanted a daughter. He only thought about it before, but seeing Zhang Anmin's daughter is so sensible and well-behaved, and his 2 bastards made him angry, and his desire for a daughter became stronger and stronger. I plan to give it a try. Lin Feng and Zhang Anmin laughed at this sentence. It is indeed the father who makes the decision on whether to have a boy or a girl, but the father himself cannot control it 100%. Oh, I want a daughter, so I will give me a daughter. I want a son, so I will give me a son. You wish. Zhang Anmin held back his laughter. Yes, you can try hard, This baby will definitely be a little princess, for sure. Lin Feng also followed suit. I guess so, the first 2 sons, the third one can't be a son. Lin Jiajin was greatly encouraged and felt that the next baby must be a daughter. He immediately made a cruel statement, "Wait, my daughter will be born next year." Lin Jiajin and Zhang Anman were both laughing to death. Along the way, Lin Jiajin complained about his 2 sons, how disobedient they were. At the beginning of the final exam, they were awesome, 65 points in Chinese and 60 points in math, almost failing. I don't know what he is learning all day. The more he talked, the angrier he got. They are the same children, why is there such a big difference? Chapter 437 Opening a store in Yangchang. After looking at several shops, Lin Feng was not satisfied with any of them. Lin Jiajin sighed, nowadays, there are no good shops with bad business. Those that are sublet are all unable to continue their business. For so many years, Zhang Jin has been working in real estate, and will inform them as soon as there are good shops. However, it is really hard to find a good shop. Although good wine needs no bush. There is not a single parking space after entering the alley. How can it be feasible? Lin Jiajin is trying to quit smoking during this period, and he always has mints in his pocket. While eating, he said, "Let's wait a little longer, good shops are hard to find." Zhang Anmin said, "In the first half of this year, there was a shop with a very good geographical location. We arrived right after we arrived, and the contract was signed right before we arrived." Lin Feng looked around. Micheng has changed a lot in the past few years. Zhang Anman nodded, "That's right." On the way back, several people talked and laughed, and the matter of the branch store depended on the situation. Lin Jiajin asked tentatively, "How about Lin Feng? We go to Yangcheng to open one, what do you think?" Lin Feng thought it was a good idea. "Okay, but I don't have time to manage the store. Who of you is free and willing to go to Micheng?" They all knew that Lin Feng had traveled to several cities for the education of his 4 children. His children were also hardworking and promising. Even if they made more money, it would be dead. But children have unlimited possibilities, which is why the richer they are, the more they pay attention to education. Lin Jiajin thought, if his 2 children have this talent, he is willing to endure any hardship. "If you want to open in Yangcheng, I do have a suitable place. And Lan and I invested in a restaurant before. When we invested, the university town was already under construction. After so many years, it was all completed before the new year and will be put into use in March. I bought 3 shops and plan to open a branch within Lan. Now everyone's mind is on the family. I am mostly in charge of this store, so I will put the 3 shops on hold. I thought I would think about what to do after the Chinese New Year. I will provide the shop, but you guys should take care of the shop. I don't have time to take care of the children." Lin Jiajin and Zhang Anmin looked at each other and said, "Okay, we will discuss it when the time comes." Lin Feng had no objection. He had considered giving these 3 shops to SP as offices before. But when he went there that day, he found that the shops around were all school supplies and daily necessities. "Let's find an office building first." Back in Yuhuli, they were eating hot pot. Although Zhang Yuxi didn't say anything, she couldn't help but look up. Make eye contact with Lin Feng. "Husband, look, they seem to be going bald." "Yeah, I know. I'm a little worried, will you go bald?" "Don't worry, you won't." At the dinner table, Lin Jiajin asked about Lin Ji's plan. "You Peking University graduates should have a good job, right?" Lin Ji was a little puzzled, and discussed with everyone his feelings in Peking University in the past few years. After entering Peking University, people like us are really ordinary. We are already considered poor students. There are so many people who are better than you, and that little bit of vanity and pride was trampled to pieces in a period of time after entering school. They are better than you in your field, and better than you in other fields. And they think, is this amazing? No. They are just doing routine operations. People who are not strong in their hearts are easily sad. Everyone understood. No wonder Lin Ji was not arrogant or impatient after entering Peking University, but became down to earth. There are talents inside. And they are so awesome that they don't know it, and they can crush them with routine operations. Lin Ji said with emotion, "It's really a place for the strong. You really don't know what to do except work hard." This sentence made Lin Jiajin think deeply. After dinner, he returned home and the children were all asleep. Wang Lu came over. "What's wrong? You look unhappy." Lin Jiajin smiled. "I'm not unhappy, I'm just thinking about something." "What is it?" "Go call your parents over." Okay. Lin Dan asked, what is it? Lin Jiajin said slowly, today, Lin Feng and I went to look at shops, and we didn't like any of these shops. I just asked you if we can open one in Yangchang. Lin Feng said that he has 3 shops in Yangchang, which can be connected into one store. But he is busy taking care of the children and can't handle the store affairs, so he asked Zhang Anmin and me to take care of it. I'll discuss it with Zhang Anmin and then I'll go. First of all, Lin Feng and I are brothers, so it's easier to talk about some things. Secondly, Zhang Anmin's father is not in good health this year, and the children are young, so he doesn't want to go far. So, I thought, I will go to Yangchang. After I settle down, I plan to bring the children and Wang Lu over as well. Lin Dan had no objection and nodded. It's good. There are many development opportunities in big cities, and there will be more opportunities for the 2 children in the future. The second aunt didn't say anything. She couldn't bear to leave her 2 grandsons. Lin Jiajin smiled and said, when the development there is good, you can also go with me. Look at Lin Feng's children. Let's not talk about talent first. Look at each child. You haven't seen that their conversation and behavior are nothing compared to our son. Going to Dacheng City will let the children see more of the world, have more choices, and more ways. It's good. After the new year, Lin Ji will also go to Yangchang. I will go with him then. When I have a firm foothold there, I will take the children over. Parents, no matter when, are planning for their children's future. Money must be earned, and the children's future must also be there. Especially compared with children of the same age, other people's violin performances are performed abroad. His son is still watching cartoons at home. Other children go abroad, go on the podium, and see all kinds of things. His son is watching cartoons at home again. This can't go on. I have to find a way to change. I hope to give my children what I can give, the best. Wang Lu has become a full-time mother, and she listened to Lin Jiajin. Okay, you decide on this matter. Lin Jiajin smiled and said, then it's settled. Chapter 438 Fully supporting my brother's entrepreneurship. Arrived in Micheng. Sanbao's piano practice cannot be delayed. Lin Feng brought his wife and children to the largest musical instrument store in Micheng and specifically asked for the same piano, drum set and violin as in Shanghai. In Yangchang, they all bought the same brand and model. In terms of price, Micheng did not have a familiar price, and it was tens of thousands more expensive. But this little money. For Lin Feng now, it is simply a drop in the bucket. As long as the babies can grow up healthily and happily, this little money is nothing. After all, money is something outside of the body. For this sentence, Lin Feng has a deep understanding in recent years. When I had no money before, I always couldn't understand why our rich people spent so much money on things that seemed insignificant. But little did I know that the various experiences in life are the most precious. In a blink of an eye, it was the new year. The whole family had a happy New Year's Eve dinner. Although the atmosphere was harmonious, it was not perfect. Lin Xiaolin followed Song Yi and left Micheng. No one knew how she lived. Lin Dahu and his wife haven't been in touch for a long time, and they really thought that Lin Xiaolin had married far away. Lin Feng discovered that not only Lin Jiajin and Zhang Anmin were bald, but Lin Rui had also become bald. Now they look more alike as father and son. This time Yu Zhang's family also came back, and Lin Rui suggested, it's been many years, and we brothers haven't had a good time. Please ask the elders to take care of the children. Let's play cards and have some fun tonight. Of course, the older generation didn't disagree. Look, Yu Zhang has a pair, Lin Feng has a pair, Lin Jiajin has a pair, and Lin Rui has a pair. The 4 pairs went to KTV to sing, play finger-guessing games, and play cards, and they didn't come back until they were drunk. Lin Rui pointed at Lin Feng and said, come on, have a drink. I haven't had a good drink with you for 5 or 6 years. Lin Feng smiled, Brother Rui, I'm not coming. Lin Rui raised his eyebrows, what's the matter? Do you want a second child? No. Come then. If you beat me in drinking tonight, 50,000, how about it? 100,000, whoever wins will win 100,000. Lin Feng glanced at Yu Zhang and Lin Jiajin, how about this, 400,000, each person will contribute 100,000, if you want to come, let's go for something big. Lin Rui looked at Lin Feng, you're good, young man, full of confidence, awesome. Lin Jiajin smiled, he can drink 1,000 cups without getting drunk. Can we compare with him? Yu Zhang just smiled and said nothing. Lin Feng quickly retorted, "What do you mean by never getting drunk after drinking 1,000 cups? A good man should not boast about his past achievements. I haven't drunk for 5 or 6 years since I started taking care of my children. If you want to play, play. If you don't want to play, forget it. Be straightforward." Lin Jiajin laughed. "How can we compete with a big boss like you?" Lin Feng asked back, "You don't have 100,000? You don't even have 100,000. After talking about some random things, the four decided to compete. In the end, without any suspense, Lin Feng became the final winner, with 400,000 in hand, and a net profit of 300,000. Lin Feng drank so much wine, as if nothing had happened. "I'll find a designated driver. The service here is paid, and everyone leaves one by one." When Lin Feng turned around, he saw Zhang Yuxi looking at him with worry and admiration. "Husband, are you really okay?" Lin Feng laughed. "I'm fine. I'm not on vain for my reputation of being able to drink 1,000 cups without getting drunk." Zhang Yuxi was still worried. "Why don't we go to the hospital?" "What hospital? Don't you know how amazing your husband is?" Zhang Yuxi whispered in her ear, and her face turned red. Back home. Lin Feng took a shower and smelled to make sure there was no smell of alcohol before coming out. Zhang Yuxi looked at Lin Feng and found that he did not look drunk, so she was relieved. The next day, Lin Feng got up to make breakfast. Lin Jiajin and others got up at noon and cried when they learned that they had lost. That was 100,000 yuan, not 10 yuan, nor 10,000 yuan. The three of them thought at the same time, it must have been premeditated. After this incident, they finally understood their own strengths and decided to drink as they pleased from then on. Now, the whole family knows that Lin Feng made a net profit of 300,000 yuan by drinking last night. Well, amazing. On the 6th day of the Chinese New Year, Zhang Yuxi will take her 3 children to Shanghai to learn music. Raymond Lam will send the mother and son off, greet his parents-in-law, and return to Guangzhou with the 4 children. Lin Jiajin and Lin Ji will meet them in Guangzhou. Guangzhou University town is now a unique landscape. After the beginning of the new year, it has become even more lively. The prices of shops and rentals are rising. Raymond Lam not only bought 3 shops, but also bought more than 50 apartments in 3 nearby communities. It is a 20-minute walk from the university town, which is the apartment behind Lan's previous rental. These 50 apartments have 1 bedroom and 2 living rooms, and 1 bedroom and 3 living rooms. He bought all the houses that could be bought near the university town. At that time, the university town had just started construction, and since it was a development zone, the houses here were sold even cheaper. An 80-square-meter house cost about 500,000 yuan. This price is almost the same as a new development in a remote area. After buying it, he asked Boss Luo to design and decorate it. 50 apartments made Mr. Luo a lot of money. At the end of February, students started to apply for the school, and Lin Feng's rental advertisements were also sent out. Now, the housing prices here are very high, and they have been hyped up to more than 10,000 square meters. I heard that they are going to build a science and technology museum, a large library, etc., and the housing prices are only likely to rise and not fall. After hearing this, Lin Jiajin and Lin Ji were speechless. This may be the difference between them and Lin Feng. Not to mention buying 50 apartments casually, it has only been a few years, and the value has doubled. Lin Feng's 3 shops are very large, with a total area of more than 400 square meters. There are no restaurants on the street, so they can open one. For the design, it is better to find an old acquaintance, Mr. Luo. This matter is done, that is, to take Lin Ji and Chen Miao and the other 4 to SP Comics. Let them go and take a look, and those who can learn experience can stay and learn. If they feel it is useless, they will return to Beijing, and he will fully support his younger brother to start a business. Facts have proved that SP is really full of talents, and it is definitely possible for Lin Ji and the other 4 to learn something. So, the 4 of them became apprentices, and most of them followed Qin Zion to learn. Qin Zion's former boss's company. It is a famous special effects CG production company in Hollywood. KS Animation. It has participated in countless Hollywood blockbusters, and its only achievement is winning the Special Effects Award for the villain. Although many years have passed, this award is enough to brag about for a lifetime. When Qin Zion was in the company, he participated in many productions and was highly appreciated. Later, due to differences in ideas with the new executives, Under Tony's instigation, he left the company and started a business together. Qin Zion doesn't care whether he makes money or not, what he cares about is that he can do his own thing without anyone watching. Brother, the SP team is really amazing. How did you find them? Well, this is really luck. He didn't know that everyone in this team that is about to disband is so awesome. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 439 Children's Day. March 1st came in a blink of an eye. Classes officially started, and the new semester began. Lin Feng started to pick up and drop off the children again. Everything seemed the same. If there was any change, the children were very enthusiastic about learning to paint. It was just that their talents were different. The most enthusiastic ones, Sibeo and Dabeo, had no talent for painting at all. Sibeo was probably the type with well-developed limbs and a slightly simple mind. As long as it was related to sports, his comprehension and talent in this area would immediately show up. Others were not so good. Dabeo's level in all aspects was very stable, and he was not particularly outstanding. Teacher Zhao in their class praised Dabeo and said that he was very good at leading classmates. He had strong leadership skills. The best ones were Erbeo and Sanbeo. As expected, they had artistic cells. They were very talented in painting. Although Dabeo and his friends were a little less talented in this area, they just had fun painting. Although talent was important, acquired efforts were equally important. Lin Feng just made the children happy. First half of the year. The Yangchang Hotpot restaurant branch was renovated from March to mid-May and officially opened in June. Linji, Chen Miaomio and others interned at SP Comics for 4 months and went to Beijing to start a business after Children's Day. In mid-May, each class began to prepare for the Children's Day program. Class 6 had a group dance and selected 20 boys and girls to dance Garden of the Motherland. Class 8 had a group poetry recitation, with Sanbeo accompanying on the violin. Each child selected by the teacher paid 280 yuan for clothing. Erbeo and Sibeo were both selected. For the poetry recitation in Class 8, the summer school uniform was sufficient. Only Sanbeo's clothing was a formal dress. On the last day of May, the school held a large-scale children's performance program on June 1st. Parents were also invited to the school to spend Children's Day with their children. After lunch at noon, Raymond Lam changed the children in Class 6 into performance costumes. The girls wore pink long skirts, while the boys wore white short-sleeved shirts and black shorts, and wore uniform white shoes. Girls were required to tie their hair up, and their hairstyles were optional. Lin Feng tied a bun for Erbeo and Sanbeo, and matched it with a pink hairpin. Dabeo was wearing a school uniform. Sanbeo was wearing a dress, looking like a little princess. Zhang Yuxi took Dabeo and Erbeo to Class 8. Lin Feng took Sanbeo and Sibeo to Class 6. The class was noisy, and the teachers were busy putting makeup on the children. The head teacher took the lead and asked the parents to bring their children's chairs. According to the seating order of the class, go to the playground to gather and sit to watch the show. Lin Feng carried 3 chairs by himself, and when he went downstairs, he saw that Class 8 was already seated. Class 8 didn't have much to prepare, and didn't need to put on makeup, so they sat down early. There was a space in the middle for Class 7. Lin Feng saw Zhang Yuxi in the crowd at a glance. Dabeo, as the class monitor, directed like a little adult. Please aunts, uncles, grandparents, align the stools and sit down. Those two, stop fighting, and keep quiet. Don't say it, Dabeo has an aura of majesty without anger. This time, Erbeo changed from a class cadre to deputy monitor. The previous deputy monitor transferred to another school, so Erbeo took over. The monitor and deputy monitor of a class are both a boy and a girl. Erbeo finished her makeup and started to assemble the team. She is sweet-mouthed and can remember every parent. Tang Wingxiao's mother, please move in. Thank you for your cooperation, Auntie. This is Li Zuchang's grandfather, Grandpa, please move forward. Yes, okay, thank you. Seeing that the classmates were not well behaved, Erbeo said with a fake smile, please don't make trouble, the sports committee will take care of it. Who is the sports committee? Sibeo. In this class, Sibeo has the highest martial arts value. Sibeo stood up in a flash. Let me see who is making trouble. When Class 7 and Class 5 came down, Class 6 and Class 8 had already finished assembling. The monitor of Class 7 was less capable. After a long time of arranging, Class 5 was quiet, and their class was good. The parents next to Lin Feng were envious. Your child is amazing. He is a class monitor in a very good manner and has strong leadership ability. Yes, he is much better than the class monitors of other classes. Even Teacher Zhao said that. He is less worried than other teachers. Facing everyone's envy and compliments, Lin Feng felt extremely proud. The first grade is closest to the stage. The second grade is next, and then the third grade. Time is running out. At 2:40, the children's day officially begins. The order of the program is decided by the teacher. The 8th class is in the top 10 and the 6th class is in the top 20. The program includes dancing, singing, and sketches. The 6th grade students also prepared a popular dance, which they danced in a very good manner. Before we knew it, it was the poetry recitation of the 8th class. Sanbeo was wearing a small gift and standing aside with a violin. The staff teacher glanced at Sanbeo's violin, swung the microphone and asked, "Is it high?" Sanbeo nodded, "It's suitable, thank you." After the host left the stage, Sanbeo's melodious violin sound began to sound. This is an exciting poetry recitation with few paragraphs. There was a little conductor in front of them. After looking at Sanbeo, he began to direct the students to recite. Sanbeo's violin was really amazing. The school's music teacher knew it as soon as he heard it. The person who just went on stage to handle the microphone was a music teacher in the school. After coming down, he whispered to another teacher next to him, "Wow, the violin of the kid on the stage is priced at more than 800,000. The other teacher was shocked. 800,000. Yes, more than 800,000. My niece uses this brand, but it's only about 150,000. Oh my god, I've heard that their family is rich, but I didn't expect it to be true. You can't tell at all." Another teacher said, "Really rich people are very low-key. And I heard from Teacher Zhao that this child has performed several times at the New York Opera House. If Sanbeo stole the show at the last sports meeting and everyone knew it, then this time, Sanbeo will definitely cause quite a stir." Chapter 440. It's his son. The performance was over. The parents of Class 8 applauded enthusiastically. This was the first time for the children to attend Children's Day since they were in primary school, which was very meaningful. After the children came down, Dabeo, as the monitor, sat in the front to manage the discipline, while Zhang Yuxi sat with Sanbeo. It was almost the middle of the show before Class 6 took its turn. The 20 children who were performing came on stage, and Erbeo, as the deputy monitor, said, "Don't talk." Erbeo was the kind of childish and fierce, and she always had a smiling and easy-to-talk expression. Even if she was a fierce person, people couldn't hate her. Erbeo and Sabeo worked well together in the class. When they encountered a boy who was naughty and disobedient, Sabeo would come forward to solve the problem with a sentence like, "Physical Education Commissioner, please take care of it." Sabeo was very popular, and almost all the male classmates in the class were his brothers. Going on stage, the performance was really nostalgic. Lin Feng took out his mobile phone and sent a message to Zhang Yuxi. "Wife, you may not believe it, but I danced this dance when I was in the first grade." Looking at Zhang Yuxi, she was typing. "Husband, you may not believe it, I also danced this dance when I was in the first grade." The couple smiled at each other. Not only them, but many parents in the class couldn't help laughing. "I remember we danced this too. You said it's been so many years, and there is still this song. Ha ha ha, I was selected at that time, but I remember this song." After the dance, the children came down. Lin Feng sat next to Sanbeo. "Are you tired?" Sanbeo shook her head and looked up and asked, "Dad, did I perform well?" Lin Feng praised his daughter and said, "Good, like a fairy." In a blink of an eye, the performance on Children's Day on June 1st was over. The class moved the stools back to the classroom in order, and then carried their school bags to go home. June 1st is a day off. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi took the children home. "Where do you want to go tomorrow?" The children looked at each other. Some wanted to go to the playground, some wanted to sleep in, and some wanted to swim. Lin Feng smiled, "Let's plan it after we go back." After returning home, the children went back to do their homework. Zhang Yuxi specifically told the 4 children, "If you don't understand anything, just ask the eldest child, okay?" "Got it." While Lin Feng was cooking, Zhang Yuxi sent the photos and videos she took to the family group. Then, a group of lurkers were bombarded. "Oh, I jumped over this when I was a child, and I still have it now. I didn't jump over it when I was a child, but other classes did, and I was very impressed. I don't know why it can be unified across the country. After so many years, it has remained popular." Lin Feng prepared the meal, and Zhang Yuxi asked the children to go downstairs to eat. After dinner, take Debe for a walk. The family walked around the community while discussing where to go tomorrow. "Let's go to the amusement park tomorrow. It's not fun to go to a far place, and it takes most of the day to go back and forth." Finally, they reached a consensus and went to the amusement park tomorrow. After breakfast, they went to the amusement park. Lin Feng was speechless. There were so many people. Zhang Yuxi wore sunglasses and shielded her eyes from the sun. "Honey, there are too many people." Lin Feng frowned. "Yes." The children came here happily, but when they saw the long queue, their enthusiasm disappeared instantly. "The sun is quite strong today, and it will probably be noon before it's their turn." Lin Feng pursed his lips. "Why don't we go to another place? After all, today is Children's Day." In the past, the children went to kindergarten and had a long holiday. It's not like they only have one day in elementary school. The children's faces were full of unhappiness, and they nodded. "Okay, let's go to another place." Just as they were thinking about it, Lan called. "We are in the water park, are you coming?" Zhang Yuxi asked hurriedly. "Are there many people?" "Not many, there are not many people now. I heard that there will be more people in the afternoon. If you want to play, come quickly." "Okay, we'll come now, send me a location." After hanging up the phone, Zhang Yuxi said, "Why don't we go to the water park? Godmother and brother Guoguo are there." The children readily agreed. It was a good opportunity to go back and get their swimsuits. When they arrived, there was an adult playground, a children's playground next to it, and an artificial surfboard. Lan was due to give birth in 2 months. She was sitting in the shallow water with her big belly, playing with water guns with Guoguo. An's mother was watching from the side. Lan whistled at Zhang Yuxi, raised her eyebrows, and blinked. "Oh, of course, you've maintained yourself well after so many years." Zhang Yuxi blushed. "Don't tease me." Lan rolled her eyes. "I'm telling you the truth, you're not kidding. When I was pregnant with this, I felt fat like an inflatable. Now I have no confidence at all." The consolation she thought was, what's wrong with a pregnant woman being fat? Zhang Yuxi comforted Lan. "You'll be fine after you give birth." Lan looked behind Zhang Yuxi and said, Fuck, Yuxi, your husband is great. The child is almost 7 years old, and he still has 8 abdominal muscles. Wow." Zhang Yuxi turned her head and saw that he was in good shape indeed. Now she was getting more and more greedy for Lin Feng. Lan looked at Liu Bo with disgust. "Tisk tisk tisk, look at Liu Bo now, his belly is almost as big as mine. It's said that men get fat after getting married, but that's bullshit." Zhang Yuxi comforted Lan. "Okay, you're still pregnant, don't get excited." Lan pouted. "I'll supervise Liu Bo to exercise later. It's only been a few years, and he doesn't even have a single abdominal muscle." Zhang Yuxi laughed. "How was the pregnancy test before?" The resentment on Lan's face became heavier. "It's a son." Zhang Yuxi was surprised. "Did the doctor say that?" Lan glanced at Zhang Yuxi. 4-dimensional color ultrasound, I saw it. It's so obvious, it's hard for me to ignore it." Lan was so sad. "I want a daughter, a little cutie like Sanbao. Having a son is useless. Sons will belong to daughters-in-law in the future, and they will forget their mothers after getting married. How can a daughter be so considerate?" As soon as she finished speaking, Lan's face froze, which scared Zhang Yuxi. "What's wrong with you?" "It's okay, it's just the fetal movement. Look, if you say anything more, your little son has protested so much." Lan pursed her lips and said nothing more. Chapter 441. Erbao has grown up. Lin Feng and Liu Bo took the children to play. Zhang Yuxi stayed to accompany Lan temporarily. Lin Feng glanced at Lan and whispered to Liu Bo, "Did you two quarrel?" Liu Bo looked helpless. "No, she just knew that she was pregnant with a son, so she didn't like me. She thinks it's my fault to have a son. She always wanted a daughter. Now I don't dare to get close to her, I'm sure I'll be scolded. If I don't do it, let my sister-in-law persuade me. I'm innocent." Lin Feng didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "Okay, I'll tell Yuxi when the time comes." The two took the children to the children's area to play. Seeing artificial surfing, they all wanted to experience it. Liu Bo pointed at Guoguo and said, "My son is too young, I'll stand behind him for a while. The four treasures can swim, so there's no need to worry too much." The alarm sounded and the surfing countdown began. Lin Feng told the children, "Let's hold hands. The surfing will come soon. Don't be afraid." Guoguo and Liu Bo, father and son, are still at the outermost edge. Ling. Artificial surfing is coming, and the children and Lin Feng are very much looking forward to it. A wave came and washed the 6 people into the water. The children were all wearing goggles. At this time, a beautiful woman screamed, and Lin Feng picked her up. Well, she was wearing waterproof makeup, and she was thin. She looked okay. The woman looked at Lin Feng with a frightened face. She probably didn't expect that the one who helped her would be a handsome guy. She was a little confused. "Thank you, I can't swim." Lin Feng replied, "You're welcome." The woman took the opportunity to walk out, looking back at Lin Feng every 3 steps. The second wave of surfing came, and Lin Feng and the 4 treasures were waiting. This artificial surfing will only start every 20 minutes. After playing several times, Lin Feng took the children to rest for a while. "Dad, I need to pee." "Dad, I need to pee too." Lin Feng took them to the bathroom. "Dad is waiting for you outside, come out quickly." The 4 children said in unison, "Okay." A beautiful woman came over from the supermarket next to them. "Hi." Lin Feng turned his head and saw that it was the beautiful woman from before. "Hello." The beautiful woman bought a bottle of water. "This is a thank you gift." Lin Feng smiled faintly. "It's just a small favor, you can keep this water to drink." The beautiful woman pursed her lips. "Don't you like to drink this? Then what do you like? I'll buy it for you." Lin Feng roughly understood the beauty's eyes and body language. Just now it was just a polite refusal, but now it can be said to be a very serious refusal. "Sorry, I don't drink water." The beautiful woman smiled awkwardly on her face. There was another young man standing next to her. "Beauty, how about I buy it for you?" The beautiful woman glared at the other person. "Who asked you to buy it?" At this time, Erbao and Sanbao came out. Lin Feng adjusted the little balls on their heads. "Have you washed your hands?" Sanbao nodded. "Yes." "Dad, look, my hands are wrinkled." Lin Feng smiled and said, "It's normal, we stayed in the water for so long." After a while, the 2 boys, Dabao and Sibao, came over. Sibao motioned Lin Feng to squat down and whispered, "Dad, I saw them." Lin Feng's expression was a little cracked. "This is normal, you will also do it when you grow up," Sibao said. The children saw the supermarket and wanted to eat grilled sausages and drink beverages. Usually, they can only eat these at this time. The beauty just now was dumbfounded when she saw the children calling Dad one by one. "They are all your children?" Erbao asked back. "Yes, what's the problem?" The beauty was speechless. "There are too many children, and each one is so outstanding and looks so good. It's a pity that such a man is married." Lin Feng took the children back and brought ice cream to Zhang Yuxi. "I brought grilled sausages for Guoguo, and Liu Bo and his mother brought water." Zhang Yuxi took the ice cream. "Thank you." Erbao took the opportunity to sit next to Zhang Yuxi and said, "Mom, I have something to tell you." Zhang Yuxi took a bite of ice cream. "What's the matter?" "Just now I saw an ant." She kept looking at Dad without moving her eyes. Zhang Yuxi was surprised. Really? She was not surprised at all that Lin Feng was popular. What was surprising was how Erbao saw it. Children are in the 1st grade, so they naturally understand more. "Mom, don't worry, where I am, no one will take Dad away." Zhang Yuxi was surprised again. "Your dad loves us, loves this family, and will not leave us. Who told you that they would take Dad away?" Erbao said while eating ice cream. "A classmate in our class said that her father was taken away by someone, and now her father doesn't want them anymore." Zhang Yuxi thought for a while. "Erbao, we have to believe in Dad, he is not that kind of person. He loves you very, very much, and he loves Mom very much." Erbao thought for a while and asked, "But if the ant today is very beautiful, even more beautiful than Mom, won't Dad be taken away?" Zhang Yuxi said very confidently, "No. There are too many beautiful things in this world that attract us. But there are more important things, more important than them. You are still young now, there are some things you don't understand very well, you will know when you grow up a little bit." Erbao looked at Lin Feng thoughtfully. "Mom, although I believe in Dad, I also have to protect this family." Zhang Yuxi said with great relief. "Great, Our Urbeo has grown up and become sensible. Lin Feng came over and asked, "What are you talking about?" The mother and daughter laughed at the same time. Secret, I won't tell you. Lin Feng didn't ask any more questions. Alice, children are gradually growing up, and it is normal to have their own little secrets. From now on, the two little princesses at home will not be so open with me. Thinking about it, it's a bit sad. Not long after, Zhang Yuxi found that a beautiful woman had been looking at her. When she looked at her, she quickly looked away. Zhang Yuxi. Urbeo came over. Mom, it's her. So that's it. Now I know the reason. After giving birth to the child, Zhang Yuxi also lost weight. In order to maintain her figure, she also asked Lin Feng to make diet meals for her. The child is almost 7 years old and perfect in every aspect. Chapter 442 Unexpected Premature Birth. After returning home, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi took the children to take a shower. The bathroom over there smelled too much disinfectant. After taking a shower, Lin Feng asked the children if they were hungry and if they wanted to have a midnight snack. It was only 8:30, and the children said they wanted to eat. Lin Feng thought about it, made pudding for the children, and baked small bread. Okay, we have classes tomorrow. Have you finished your homework? Check it, and sort out your school bags by the way. Don't forget anything. The children checked their school bags one by one, and everything was ready. Then go to bed. Good night. After saying good night to the children one by one, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng returned to the bedroom. Husband, the 4 children's school bags are too heavy. Let's buy them trolleys. They are only in the 1st grade, why do they feel that their school bags are heavy? Not to mention the textbooks, Lin Feng prepared water cups for them, and put an apple, pear, or banana in them every day. There are also sweat towels, etc. Zhang Yuxi shook it last time, and it was really heavy. The house is far from the school, and it is very fast to walk there. Unless there is no time, Lin Feng usually takes the children for a walk. Breathe fresh air, exercise, and help digestion. Lin Feng is also thinking about this problem. Okay, I'll go to the store after sending the children to school tomorrow. After lying down, Zhang Yuxi smiled and asked, "Husband, do you want to know what I talked about with Urbeo today?" Lin Feng thought about it and guessed a little. What did we talk about? Zhang Yuxi looked at his expression and knew that she had guessed something. Tell me, what do you think we talked about? Lin Feng talked about the beauty today. Did she tell you about it? Oh, my husband is so smart, he guessed it right at once. But this is not the point. Lin Feng couldn't help but sigh after listening to Zhang Yuxi's description. After Urbeo became the deputy monitor, he has become more responsible and sensible. Zhang Yuxi nodded. Yes, it is said that the original family is very important to children. This is true. Then, she pushed Lin Feng. You must set a good example for the children, don't hurt their hearts. Lin Feng sat up straight and turned his head to look at Zhang Yuxi. Wife, you have something to say. Zhang Yuxi pretended not to know. What I said is true. After all, no one is always 18 years old, but there are always 18-year-old people. There are many beauties today, not comparable to me. Lin Feng raised his eyebrows. Wife, I don't like to hear you say that. Can they compare with you? Zhang Yuxi was happy in her heart, but she said, it is said that marriage, 3 years of pain, 7 years of itch. We are about to be 7 years old, maybe you are tired of me. Women usually say this. One is that they have no self-confidence and need to get it from their husbands. The other is that they want to hear nice things and get affirmation from their husbands. Lin Feng didn't say anything, his actions proved everything. In a blink of an eye, the end of the semester arrived. In July, the final exams began. This time, except for the 4th child, who scored 95 points in Chinese and 98 points in mathematics, the other children scored 100 points in both subjects. Those who scored between 90 and 100 had homework. These did not affect the 4th child's optimistic personality, and he was still happy. Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi both felt that it was nothing, and the child's score was not everything. The summer vacation was over, and the 3rd child had a performance, this time at the Sydney Opera House. It was held in mid-August, and the 3rd child had a solo to show his talent. This time, both the violin and the piano were performed. So, at the beginning of the summer vacation, Zhang Yuxi took the 3rd child to the Magic City to welcome the next performance. The 1st child and the 4th child had to take the ribbon exam, the black belt. Exclamation mark. So, It also required preparation and a lot of practice. In this way, Raymond Lam accompanied the second child. He was her toolman and designed several new products during this summer vacation. The second child followed SP and learned painting for several months. In terms of color matching and jewelry design, he had a new understanding in progress. Summer necklaces, bracelets, hairpins, etc. Customers can also see her rapid progress and earth-shaking changes. Lin Feng plans to take Bao to participate in jewelry exhibitions if there is a chance, which will increase Bao's knowledge and experience. This time, Bao's color matching is red and green, and all the leftovers are used. Lin Feng polished the beads one by one, and Bao strung the thread. A total of 5 strings were made, 1 for Bao, and the rest were sold. The earrings she made are also bought by adults, and the store only has 5 or 6 new items a month. The customer service's answer is always, "Sorry, the designer is in school, and will design new works when he is free." At this time, the final exams should be coming soon. Don't worry, please wait patiently. If you are too impatient, please go to another store, thank you. In mid-July, Lan gave birth prematurely without any warning. It was still midnight. The next day, Lin Feng received a call from Liu Bo and learned about it. In the middle of the night, Lan suddenly had a seizure, and the whole family was shocked. She was sent to the hospital and gave birth after half an hour of pain. Son, 5.2 Jin, no need to put in the incubator. But An's mother was worried and insisted on letting the child stay in the incubator for a few days. She felt relieved. Did the doctor say what the reason was for premature birth? No, everything was fine, eating the same as usual, but suddenly I started to give birth. The doctor didn't find out the reason, but mother and child are safe. The confinement nanny is still the same as before, and now Liu Bo and the confinement nanny are taking care of the hospital. An's mother brought Xiao Guoguo. Don't come, wait until we go home, then you can bring the child. The hospital is full of the smell of disinfectant, so it's better to let the child come less. Zhang Yuxi was relieved when she learned about it. It's almost half a month earlier than the expected date of delivery, so it's not bad. Discharged from the hospital a week later, Lin Feng brought the 4 treasures to Lan's house. Lan was so depressed, it was not easy to sit in confinement, it was uncomfortable. In addition, Xiao Guoguo was naughty, and she was always in the house, she was anxious. The 4 treasures and Lin Feng surrounded the crib, looking at the baby inside. Bao asked in a low voice, "Dad, is it a brother or a sister?" "Brother." Bao was a little disappointed. "Brother, I hope there is a sister." Bao said happily, "Brother is great, we can take him everywhere to play in the future." Bao asked, "Let's give the brother a nickname." Bao was quite creative in naming. "Let's call him KK. The older brother will be Guoguo, and the younger brother will be KK, which has both fruits and vegetables." The children all agreed, including the older brother Guoguo, who also thought that this name was great. Guoguo immediately ran to tell Lan the good news. "Mom, Mom." Lan smiled and asked, "Child, what are you doing?" "We gave the younger brother a nickname, guess what it is?" Lan immediately had an ominous premonition. "What is it?" Guoguo grinned, "Guess." Lan said a few random names, and the more she said, the more outrageous it became. Tank? Plane? Rocket? Ultraman? Transformers? Guoguo looked at Lan in surprise, as if to say, "Ah, it turns out that you can have such a name." Chapter 443 Acupuncture for Lan. Lan asked back, "What's wrong? Isn't it? Then tell me, what did you name it?" To be honest, nicknames are given by the children's fathers, and I don't have a good name myself. But the children picked it by the way. If the name is good, it's also good. Let's call him KK. Lan hasn't reacted yet. KK? What does it mean? An's mother took a fan to cool her daughter down, the KK who buys vegetables. Guoguo happily praised her grandmother. "Grandma, you are so smart, you guess it right away, better than Mom." An's mother, "Oh, really?" Lan's mouth twitched slightly. "Who named it? So talented." "Brother Bao, come to our house, so we can have fruits and vegetables." Looking at her son's innocent expression, Lan took a deep breath. "That's good, now our family is complete, and we don't have to worry about food in the future." Guoguo told Liu Bo the news. As soon as her grandson left, An's mother smiled. "This name is very good. It's better than the ones you just named." Lan sighed. "Let's leave it like this." An's mother was unhappy after seeing her daughter gave birth. What's wrong with you? No one has offended you. And Lam felt wronged. Mom, I want a daughter, I don't want 2 sons. When I get married, they will all be my daughter-in-law. It's still my daughter who cares about me. An's mother laughed and scolded. Daughters care about me? Not necessarily, I don't think you care about me. Who said that? I miss you the most. I didn't know how hard it was to be a mother before, but after I became a mother, I can understand it. That is why a daughter can have a closer relationship with her mother after becoming a mother. An's mother knew that and Lan missed her daughter. She had been looking forward to it every day since she got pregnant with her second child. They say sour boys and spicy girls, and she likes spicy food. She also said happily that her children now make up the word good. She was happy for a few months and had a beautiful dream for a few months, but it was broken, and she was so upset. You don't know, many people have sons now. I have 2. All of Mr. Lin's brothers have sons, but Mr. Lin has 2 daughters. How can Guoguo and KK find wives in the future when they are so competitive? She was worried when she talked about this. The ratio of men to women is seriously unbalanced now, and she has given birth to 2 sons. How much dowry should she prepare? An's mother was almost amused. Why are you talking about this now? Consider it when you get married. Maybe your son is capable, and you don't have to worry about marriage. And Lan nodded. Yeah, what if they are successful? The more she thought about it, the more worried Lan felt. Seeing that her daughter was worried, An's mother comforted her. At the beginning, your father and I worried so much about your marriage. In the end, it's better to let nature take its course. Wait until that step, and then consider it. The 2 children are still so young, you worry about them now, and you will definitely worry about them in the future. And Lan thought about it, but she couldn't control her worry. Especially when Bao came over to ask if she was tired or in pain. And Lan felt even more regretful. Mom, I want to have a daughter. Do you think I should try again? What if my next child is a daughter? An's mother. She took a deep breath. There's no rush for this. Let's take it step by step. Lin Feng took the children back at night. Guoguo was reluctant to leave. Fortunately, he had a younger brother to accompany him. In the evening, the 2 besties chatted, and Lan considered having a 3rd child. I used to try my best to have a son, and now I try my best to have a daughter. Alice, it's really difficult for us women. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile. You know Lin Jiajin, he gave birth to 2 sons and wanted to have a daughter. Haha. It's true that having a son and a daughter is worry-free. Come on, try your best to give birth to a little cotton padded jacket. Ha ha ha. Lan. Damn, the pressure is so great. Zhang Yuxi comforted her bestie. Raising a son is good too. You see, Raymond Lam treats his parents very well. Both of our sons are good, right? Dabao and Sabao are not very worrying. Guoguo is a big brother now, he must be much more sensible. After chatting for a long time, Lan's anxious mood finally calmed down a little. KK has been home for almost a week. She is indeed a quiet and well-behaved child, not as noisy as Guoguo. What Lan is most worried about is colic. Guoguo suffered a lot at the beginning, and she was afraid that KK would also have colic. Fortunately, Raymond Lam is here. Even if there is, he can find a way to solve it. In a blink of an eye, it was August. Dabao and Sabao passed a black belt exam, and Raymond Lam took them and Bao back to Shanghai to attend Sanbao's Sydney concert. This performance was a success, and there will definitely be an interview. As Sanbao's parents, they will also be invited to interview, and they also have to prepare. Before leaving, Raymond Lam took the children to say goodbye to Guoguo and KK, the 2 younger brothers. This time, they will probably not come back until school starts in September. Why isn't Lan still lying down? In the kitchen, Lin Feng was helping An's mother cook. The flight was early tomorrow morning, so she would leave after lunch today. An's mother frowned slightly, and there were some things that were not convenient to say to Lin Feng, a grown man. She was born prematurely, and her body was damaged. She has been taking medicine but it has not improved. The doctor told her to lie down and rest more, and then go to the hospital for a follow-up check. Seeing that An's mother was so obscure, Lin Feng also roughly understood. Liu Bo came back for lunch at noon. Even if he was busy, he would try to take time to come back and accompany his wife and children at noon. Especially, Lan was in a bad mood during this period. Lin Feng had time to ask Liu Bo about some situations. They were all women's problems. She didn't suffer much pain when she gave birth to the second child. But because of the various sequelae of premature birth, in order to feed her youngest son, Lan could not take medicine or injections, and could only use ointments. This disease will get better, but it will take time. It will take about half a year at the slowest, and 2 or 3 months at the fastest. After dinner, Lan laid down to feed her youngest son again, and then handed him over to the confinement nanny to take care of him. Her lumbar spine hurts when she stands up now, and her lower abdomen trembles. She cannot take medicine or injections, so she has to endure some pain. After Lan finished feeding the child, Lin Feng brought Liu Bo to the room. "Do you want me to take your pulse?" Lin Feng asked. Lan was surprised. "Why? You can also treat illnesses." As he spoke, he showed his wrist. "Let's take a look." Back then, Lin Feng's skillful hands easily cured Guo Guo's colic that had lasted for several months. Maybe he can also cure her own. Lan tried it out, pondering Lin Feng's expression. What Lin Feng said was almost the same as what the doctor said. "But I'll prescribe you some Chinese medicine, and then give you acupuncture, and you'll be fine. You can breastfeed within 2 hours after taking the Chinese medicine. They all have the effect of removing blood and removing blood stasis, and overfeeding is not good for the child. Master the breastfeeding rules, and there will be no conflict between taking medicine and breastfeeding." Lan's eyes widened. "Really? Are you kidding?" Lin Feng's face didn't have the slightest hint of joking. "You can also choose not to believe me, I don't have any ideas." Lan glanced at Liu Bo. Liu Bo trusted Lin Feng. After so many years of relationship, he wouldn't know what kind of person Lin Feng is? Lan pursed her lips. "Okay." Then she joked, "I didn't expect Lin Feng to be so secretive." The next step was acupuncture. Lan took a breath. "Boss Lin, you're serious?" Lin Feng ignored her and told Liu Bo to tidy up Lan's clothes. "It won't hurt too much. After the acupuncture, just go to the toilet and it'll be fine." Lin Feng acupunctured for an hour, and Lan's dull pain became more and more intense. Lin Feng said lightly, "Bear with it, and you'll be fine after going to the toilet." Chapter 444 An email. After the acupuncture, Lin Feng went out. Lan quickly asked Liu Bo to help her go to the toilet. Lan looked at the toilet and was about to vomit. But then she felt that the discomfort in her lumbar spine and lower abdomen was gone. Liu Bo asked, "How is it?" Lan smiled, "It's effective. Go and ask General Manager Lin to get me some medicine. I need to get my body back in shape as soon as possible, just in time for the confinement period." Lin Feng wrote the prescription and went to get the medicine himself. The child was left at home. An's mother came over and asked, "What were you discussing in the room just now?" "Nothing was discussed. General Manager Lin was treating me." An's mother smiled. "Treatment? He knows how to treat." "Yes, wasn't he the one who cured Guoguo's colic before? And just now, after he gave me a few injections, the effect was also very good." After hearing this, An's mother was delighted. "Just excrete it. These are all toxins. You are weak after the confinement period. Who knows what diseases you will have in the future." Lan's mood suddenly became particularly happy. "Wow, after taking the medicine, I will slowly adjust myself, and these trivial things will not affect my mood." Lin Feng went to several pharmacies and got 3 prescriptions for Lan. He will wait until he comes back at the end of August to see the situation. An's mother didn't know how to thank Lin Feng. Lan smiled and said, "Let the 2 children recognize Mr. Lin as their godfather." Ha ha ha. It has come to this. Some words of thanks seem a little pale and powerless. The next day, Lin Feng took the children to Shanghai. They have their own house in Shanghai. Zhang Yuxi and Sanbei lived in her mother's house before. When Lin Feng and others came, they naturally had to go back to live. Sanbeo's musical instruments, Erbeo's workshop, and taekwondo room are all available. Now, the children have their own things to do. As a parent, what they can do is probably to keep up with the children's nutrition and be able to solve the problem when they are needed. Now, Lin Feng cooks for the children in various ways, and occasionally acts as a tool for Erbeo. Erbeo doesn't go out, and Zhang Yuxi stays at home to look after Erbeo and Sanbeo. Lin Feng takes Tabeo and Sibeo out to play. What to play? Go wherever there is fun, and the weather is good. Alice, in such a big city, Lin Feng didn't expect to meet acquaintances. Who? Lu Boyu took his daughter to play. It seems that his daughter is a few years younger than the 4 treasures. 2 years old? Lin Feng took the children to fly kites by the river, ignoring Lu Bo and his daughter. Dabao's kite flew the highest, and the 4 treasures followed closely. And Lin Feng's kite had broken the string, and he was happy on his own. This was the first time for the children to fly kites, and they originally wanted to go outing. There were kites for sale by the river, so they just played. The little girl's kite landed on Lin Feng's side, and she ran too fast and fell down. If such a little child fell, anyone would help. Lin Feng picked up the child. "Are you okay?" The little girl shook her head. "Thank you, uncle, I'm okay." Lu Bo came over and expressed his gratitude to Lin Feng. "Thank you." Now, Lu Bo has moved out to live with his daughter. After becoming a single father, he has always had new relationships. All of this was learned by Lin Feng from Anlan. In order to get a divorce, Lu Bo sold the 2 houses and the shop that Du Jin bought for her parents to her. Later, Du Jin left Shanghai and reportedly found a rich man. She came back to fight Lu Bo. She wanted to get more of Lu Bo's money. But that was their family affairs, so Lin Feng just listened and passed it over. "You're welcome." Lu Bo hesitated. "What's your email address? I have something to show you." Lin Feng looked at Lu Bo with a little surprise. "It's about me and Du Jin. You probably heard about it too. When I asked someone to investigate her, I found something." Lin Feng vaguely guessed what it was and gave his email address. Lu Bo politely left with his daughter. Lin Feng looked at the time and it was time to go home and cook. He took the children to a nearby supermarket, bought some things, and went home to cook. At around 9 o'clock in the evening, after the children and Zhang Yuxi fell asleep, he opened his email. An email came an hour ago. After Lin Feng opened it, his brows were furrowed. In the evening, Lin Feng returned to the bedroom, and Zhang Yuxi was keenly aware that something was wrong with him. "Honey, what's wrong with you?" Lin Feng seemed to be worried about something. Zhang Yuxi called him several times before she came to her senses. "Nothing, just thinking about something." "What are you thinking about? Can I help?" "It's just some small things." "Why haven't you slept yet?" Zhang Yuxi put the medicine book away, sat up and looked at Lin Feng with a slightly worried look in her eyes. "Something that can make you lose your mind must not be a small matter. Can I do something for you?" Lin Feng caressed Zhang Yuxi's cheek with great pity. "Wife, I appreciate your kindness, but it's really not a big deal." Zhang Yuxi was silent for a few seconds, and then laughed. "Okay, if there is anything you need me for, please tell me." "Okay." The next day, Bao still didn't want to go out, and tinkered in the workshop by himself. Lin Feng repeatedly emphasized, "Let Daddy operate those equipment and tools, you must not touch them, understand?" Bao nodded obediently. "I know, Daddy, don't worry, Bao will be obedient." Lin Feng was relieved and took Dabao and Sibao to the law firm. This is the largest and most experienced law firm in Shanghai. The hourly consultation fee is much higher than that of ordinary law firms. Lin Feng brought the children to the office and smiled faintly at the staff. "I want the best lawyer here. Remember, the best." When Lin Feng came out, it was already past 4 o'clock. The children were taken downstairs by the staff to eat hamburgers, and the little guys were full at this time. "Dad, I want to learn surfing." Lin Feng was a little surprised to hear Sibao say this. "Surfing? Why did you suddenly make this decision?" Sibao thought for a while. "I think the surfing on TV just now is very interesting, I want to learn it." Lin Feng had no objection. "Okay, Dad will take you to surf when you are free, this needs someone to teach you." Bao hurriedly said, "Dad, I want to learn too." Lin Feng nodded. Learn everything." This time in Sydney, Lin Feng will take Bao to visit the painting exhibition and jewelry exhibition. After returning home, when Zhang Yuxi was bathing Bao and Sanbao in the evening. During the chat with Bao, I learned that Lin Feng took Dabao and Sibao to the law firm today, and they didn't know what they did specifically. Law firm? Zhang Yuxi didn't think deeply. Maybe Lin Feng went to do business. Since he didn't say it, it would seem ignorant to ask him. Therefore, Zhang Yuxi became more and more considerate, which made Lin Feng a little puzzled. However, it's right to be happy. Chapter 445 Departure for Sydney. In the blink of an eye, Sanbao's performance was approaching. The group arrived in Sydney 3 days in advance. The most famous and must-see tourist attraction here is the local protected heritage. After that, Miao Lang took Sanbao around, as well as his old friend Max. Apart from the expenses for Sanbao, There was basically nothing for Lin Feng and others to do. Moreover, they did not want to be too active and put pressure on Sanbao. When the day of the performance came, they just had to buy tickets and enter. Their main concert hall can accommodate up to 3,000 people. Symphony, opera, dance, chorus and so on are usually held here. When entering, everyone was dressed more formally. Fortunately, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng put their dresses in the suitcase and asked the hotel waiter to iron them. "Wife, we can actually buy new ones." "I don't care, I mainly want to buy you new ones." Zhang Yuxi didn't care. "I think you're a good husband, the clothes are not broken, they can be worn. And as parents, we should set an example and not be extravagant. Children learn quickly. Besides, it costs money to raise children, so don't buy if you can." She is no longer in the mentality of a young girl who buys whatever she wants. Now she has learned how to control her desire to buy and buy what she needs. This has nothing to do with frugality, she thinks she has grown up. On the day of the performance, Sanbao followed Miaolang and Max and went in first. Lin Feng brought his wife and children, dressed up, bought tickets and went in. They bought front row tickets so that they could see the stage better. Zhang Yuxi mentioned to Lin Feng that when she was still a girl, she would listen to opera and watch Dance with Zhang. One is to increase knowledge, and the other is to cultivate sentiment. Later, she really cultivated a little indifference. Sanbao had a piano and a violin this time. Among these three aspects, violin is the best, followed by drums and piano. After several performances, Sanbao has been polished, and with her unique talent. At this time, even if she stood alone on the stage with all the lights on her, Sanbao was not panicked at all, and she was very stable. After the performance, there was applause from the audience. Sanbao smiled faintly and walked off the stage hand in hand. Then came the piano accompaniment. This is a very difficult piece of music, which is a challenge for Sanbao. After half a month of practice, Sanbao can fully control it. Sanbao's 10 fingers flew on the piano keys at a speed, leaving a trail of afterimages. The speed was so fast that Lin Feng couldn't help but smack his lips. The audience began to whisper and talk about Sanbao. Sanbao dropped the last note, and everything was over. There was applause from the audience, which was enough to show the affirmation of Sanbao. Sure enough, after the performance, some media began to interview Sanbao. Because Sanbao is a Buddhist, he is calm and composed beyond his age in some big scenes. She answered the questions of reporters one by one in fluent foreign languages. Of course, we also interviewed Lin Feng and his wife and other brothers and sisters. Finally, it's over. Back at the hotel, the news came out. Sanbao's video and personal interview are trending soon. As for the reports about Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi, they will appear in the newspaper. At dinner. Next, let's have some fun in Sydney. Let's go to the art exhibition and jewelry exhibition tomorrow. The children had no objection. After dinner, the family went out to the night market. I don't know what Miaolang and Max were busy with. The night market was very lively, selling everything. The children were attracted by some interesting gadgets and bought some to take home. Erbao and Dabao were the head and deputy class leaders. Some things were not expensive, so they just bought more. I gave one to each classmate when I went back to play with them. Being in a foreign country, Lin Feng kept a close eye on his wife and children. It felt like there were all kinds of people in this night market, and some people looked at Zhang Yuxi and the four treasures from time to time. Several young people squatting on the flower bed were talking about something with cigarettes in their mouths, and their eyes glanced over here. Wife, have you finished shopping? No, what's wrong? I'm a little hungry. I saw a snack bar in front. It's doing good business. It should be delicious. Sibao, a foodie, lost interest in everything around him when he heard that there was delicious food. Dad, I want to eat delicious food. Erbao had almost bought everything and said quickly, I want to go too. I'm so hungry now. Lin Feng said calmly, let's go, Dad will take you to eat delicious food. Zhang Yuxi seemed to notice and looked back. It happened to meet the eyes of those people and hurriedly urged the children to walk quickly. Lin Feng was right. There was a snack bar not far ahead. After sitting in it, Lin Feng made an excuse to go out. Looking around, he found that those people didn't follow him, so he was relieved. The children ordered what they wanted. After a while, someone came to bring the meal up. Looking at the time, Lin Feng smiled and said, let's play again tomorrow, and we'll go back to the hotel after eating. The children didn't object. Anyway, they had bought what they wanted. After eating, he took the children back to the hotel. After the children fell asleep, Zhang Yuxi asked, "Honey, are those people at the night market just now suspicious?" Lin Feng nodded. "Whether there is a problem or not, it is always better to take precautions." Zhang Yuxi nodded. The next day, Lin Feng checked and found that the art exhibition had not been held. But the jewelry exhibition was held at the normal time. Sydney has a regular jewelry exhibition every year. It is held in a famous local museum and has a history of 30 years. It accepts manufacturers and buyers from all over the world to visit, and the scale has expanded year by year, reaching more than 2,000. Here, the exhibition area is nearly 100,000 square meters, and the number of participants is nearly 150,000. The exhibition mainly displays high-quality precious jewelry and watches. Customers who come to participate have to make a property statement. In fact, it is a bank certificate. Only people with a net worth of more than 5 million can participate. Lin Feng also learned that there are jewelry exhibitions in China, but Lin Feng has never been to learn about them. This jewelry exhibition mainly focuses on men's and women's watches. Moreover, after entering, it is full of dazzling and colorful jewelry, which makes people dazzled. Each piece of jewelry has a price tag, and visitors can buy it. It was the first time for the whole family to visit this kind of thing, just like Granny Liu entering the Grand View Garden. No woman can resist the charm of jewelry. Zhang Yuxi looked at this and that, her eyes were green. The children were also curious and looked at this and that. Oh my god, the venue is so big, their eyes are too busy. After one round, several people continued to shop. Zhang Yuxi chose a men's watch, but after the second round, it was bought. So this time, she decided. As long as you like it, don't hesitate, buy it! Exclamation mark. Lin Feng took Dabao and Sibao to look somewhere else. Zhang Yuxi took the two who like quietness and walked around. In the end, Zhang Yuxi fell in love with a model that was somewhat similar to the previous one, but this one was not dark blue, but light blue. It was a little regrettable, but I think this one is also very good. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 446 Gifts Go Both Ways. After Zhang Yuxi bought it, she planned to give Lin Feng a surprise. This watch costs 800,000 yuan, which is acceptable to Zhang Yuxi. You can't tell me this. This is a gift prepared by mom for dad. Erbao and Sanbao nodded, saying that they would not reveal the secret. On the other side, Lin Feng took Dabao and Sibao to browse here for less than 3 seconds, and then ran to another counter, busy. Lin Feng coaxed the children. Let's choose a gift for mom together, okay? Give mom a surprise, how about it? The children calmed down. Dad, buy this, this one looks good. I think this one looks good too. Dad, buy them all. Wow, everything here looks good. Dad, buy them all. Oh, children, can you be serious? In the end, Lin Feng chose a set. A pair of earrings, a ring, a necklace, and a pair of bracelets. The price is 12 million, which is considered to be on the high side, but it is still a good deal for a set. It is made of sapphire and broken bricks, and it is elegant and very suitable for Zhang Yuxi. After having someone pack it up, Lin Feng paid the money and went to find Zhang Yuxi. At this time, both of them were holding secret gifts. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Husband, let your moms buy some." "Okay, what about you? Do you like anything? Tell your husband if you like it, and your husband will buy it for you." "Husband, you can also tell me what you like, and I will buy it for you." The four treasures. Are they acting? Zhou Qilin, Zhao Lizhan, and Inlan's mother, etc., each bought a ring. The cheapest ring here is also priced at more than 20,000. Zhang Yuxi bought 5. "Wife, why did you buy so many?" "This is for the new year, I gave it to my aunt and them. Anyway, 20,000 is not expensive, and the styles are better than those outside." Lin Feng said nothing more. After shopping for an afternoon, the family left. The staff gave Lin Feng a pass. The jewelry exhibition will last for 5 days. With this, no other proof is required within 5 days. Back to the hotel, Lin Feng took his wife and children to the restaurant for dinner. After returning, Zhang Yuxi sorted out her things. "Hubby." "Yes. Come here." Zhang Yuxi looked at Lin Feng with a smile, And she was so beautiful. Put out your hand. Lin Feng was thoughtful. Sure enough, his wife secretly bought her a men's watch. Dabao and Sabao smiled secretly. Lin Feng was very satisfied with the style. Thank you, wife. You're welcome. Do you like it? I like it very much. After that, Lin Feng took out the set of jewelry he gave to Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi exclaimed, wow. I know it. Hubby, how do you know I like it? The two of them went shopping separately. Is this the tacit understanding between husband and wife? Lin Feng put them on Zhang Yuxi. I just think you will look beautiful when you wear them. Zhang Yuxi quickly changed her dress and looked left and right in the mirror. She was really so beautiful. The four treasures were praising her in the back, saying that her mother was so beautiful and what a fairy was, and it was endless. Zhang Yuxi was a little embarrassed by the children's praise. Okay, go to bed. The hotel booked a parent-child suite, with children's own rooms, so that they would not disturb each other's space. Lin Feng took the children to the next room and passed by Zhang Yuxi. He whispered in her ear, just like that, wait for me to come back. Zhang Yuxi's face flushed immediately, and she didn't dare to look at Lin Feng. Although they have been married for so many years, every time Lin Feng took the initiative to flirt with her, she would be easily shy. Looking at herself in the mirror, Zhang Yuxi silently told herself that she must take good care of herself. She was originally a few years older than Lin Feng. In addition, when a woman reaches that stage, the speed of aging increases. Don't let your figure be out of shape and your face collapse by then. Lin Feng took the children to wash up. The boys slept in one bed, and the girls slept in another bed. Good night, babies. The four treasures said in unison, good night, Dad. It's great not to have to coax the children to sleep. When the children were young, they thought it would be easy when the children grew up. When the children grew up, new problems followed. But there are also benefits, such as more time for parents' private space. When Lin Feng returned to the room, he saw Zhang Yuxi looking at him with a slightly panicked and embarrassed expression. What's wrong? Lin Feng asked without thinking. Zhang Yuxi put away her bag and pretended that nothing had happened. No, nothing. Lin Feng took a look and found that Zhang Yuxi was packing her makeup bag. And she seemed to have put on light makeup. Lin Feng pretended not to know. I'm going to take a shower. Honey, wait for me, I'll be there soon. 10 minutes later, Lin Feng came out. There was a huge French window outside the master bedroom, and there was a place where you could drink red wine comfortably. Lin Feng waved, honey, come here. Zhang Yuxi came over. Look, isn't the night view outside beautiful? Yes. Slowly, the couple became a little absent-minded. Honey, your jewelry goes well with you. Thank you, husband. How do you thank me? The next day, Lin Feng took the children to the Sydney Aquarium. He checked the app and found that the aquarium had a variety of aquatic creatures. There were about 600 species, a total of 7,000 fish from aquatic environments, and various aquatic creatures. They also raised a large number of shark species, which ranked first or second in the world. In addition, there is the world's largest platypus. The treasure of the town hall is the dugong mermaid with a very large body. Currently, there are only 5 dugong mermaids raised in aquariums in the world, and 2 of them are here. After eating breakfast with his wife and children, Lin Feng took the children to the aquarium. There is also an aquarium in Guangzhou, and the children often go there and love it. After buying tickets and entering, the children were like little bees, looking here and there. Lin Feng basically glanced at everything and followed the children throughout the whole process. There were a lot of people, and locals and tourists who came to visit could be seen everywhere. The children ran around and were likely to get lost. Erbao and Sanbao were not worried, they were both quiet and obedient girls. The headache was Dabao and Sibao, who had good energy and ran fast. Lin Feng had no energy and could not catch up with them at all. Gradually, Zhang Yuxi took Erbao and Sanbao and watched patiently and carefully. The 146-meter underwater channel and all the arc-shaped glass viewing windows allowed them to enjoy the underwater ecological environment. Wow, Mom, look, that's a manta ray. Ah, there's a shark. Zhang Yuxi looked up. Wow, this shark is so big. The 3 of them walked and looked. There are also special marine exhibitions in different areas in the museum, including the Great Barrier Reef, the Deep Sea Area, the Tower Rock Shore Area, the Mangrove Forest, etc. The children left after wandering from morning to now, after 1 p.m. This reminded them of diving. This winter vacation, I must go diving in Sanaya. Exclamation mark. Chapter 447 You are my savior. After dinner, the children came back to take a nap. Probably because they were too excited today, the children insisted on waiting until they fell asleep before Lin Feng left. He pulled him to talk about what he saw and heard today. Zhang Yuxi received a call from Lan. Speaking of Dujin. Dujin left the magic city not long ago and followed a rich man. She came back and pestered Lu Boyu. The previous divorce was just an agreement, but there was no divorce certificate. Dujin left the magic city in anger. If she had obtained a divorce certificate at that time, there wouldn't be so many things. Now Dujin is back and wants to divide Lu Boyu's property equally. If successful, she can get more than 10 million. This is a ruthless person. I really didn't see it. Lu Boyu is unlucky to meet her. Zhang Yuxi is not interested in Dujin's affairs, but Lan asks about it every few days. According to her meaning, as long as Dujin, that little bitch, is uncomfortable, you will know that the saying God will take its course is true. Lan changed the subject and smiled. As a result, do you know? Lu Boyu's parents found the most powerful divorce lawyer in Shanghai. As for Lu Boyu's assets of 10 or 20 million, they don't even look at him. I don't know how they got hired this time. On the day you went to Sydney, they filed a lawsuit against Dujin that afternoon, asking her to compensate Lu Boyu 10 million and leave the house with nothing. Zhang Yuxi was shocked. Is this possible? Lan smiled like a flower. Why not? Otherwise, how can we say that they are so powerful? People do things, God sees. Just these few days, I heard that Dujin's new relationship broke down. At this moment, they are desperately looking for a lawyer. But it's probably impossible. Dujin did something during the marriage. Lu Boyu used a lot of connections to investigate it. And they also sued Dujin for not fulfilling her obligations as a mother. You'll see what will happen to Dujin when the time comes. Lan was very proud. She deserves it. She is so naughty. She has a good life and is making trouble every day. Yuxi? Why don't you talk? I'm listening. Then you should listen carefully. A woman like Dujin deserves to be punished. After hanging up the phone, Zhang Yuxi recalled the distorted face when she last met Dujin. Suddenly, for some reason, she thought of Lin Feng's visit to the law firm. Wife, what are you thinking about? So absent-minded. Zhang Yuxi came back to her senses, looked at Lin Feng's worried face, and blinked. She wanted to verify it, but the words on her lips turned into, "Are the children asleep? Are they asleep? Let me tell you, this Urbeo is too talkative, his little mouth keeps talking. I was lying on the bed, and she kept talking everywhere, and she made me sleepy. I think, she wasn't like this before. Is it because she became the deputy monitor?" Zhang Yuxi said, "Husband, did you find the lawyer for Lu Boyu's parents?" Lin Feng was stunned for a few seconds, and soon realized what was going on. Needless to say, it must be Lan, the big mouth, who said it. As for the lawyer, well, there is a little guy who is good at talking in the family. Lin Feng nodded, yes. Zhang Yuxi asked, why? Apart from the system, he had concealed nothing else from Zhang Yuxi, so Lin Feng planned to tell the truth. I was flying kites with the kids in Shanghai that day and met Lu Boyu. When he investigated Dujin, he also investigated the incident that year. Basically, Dujin kept forcing you to drink that day, and then said she was going to the bathroom and left. Zhang Yuxi was such a beautiful woman. When she was drunk, she didn't know how many men with bad intentions were staring at her in the bar. She must have been in a wolf's den, if she hadn't met Lin Feng by chance. Zhang Yuxi's life would have been ruined if she hadn't met an unbearable bad guy. This was all Zhang Yuxi and Lan's guess before, but they didn't expect it to be true. She took a deep breath and pulled the corner of her mouth. Lin Feng walked over to comfort Zhang Yuxi. It's all over. Zhang Yuxi said softly, it seems that my vision of people is really not good. Dujin was the only good friend she took the initiative to make friends with, but she ended up letting a wolf into the house. Lin Feng kissed her cold hand, but you have a good eye for men, otherwise why did you choose me? Zhang Yuxi laughed, you are bragging. Lin Feng squatted in front of her and said with a smile, no matter what, just say it or not. Yes, yes, my husband is the best. He saved me from the dire straits and brought me out of the sea of suffering. She held Lin Feng's face, forehead against forehead, and whispered, husband, I always think that you are my savior. Lin Feng laughed, silly, you are my savior. He stroked her cheek, without you, I don't know what my life will be like in the future. This matter was over. At least, In Zhang Yuxi's eyes, it was over. Chapter 448 Frugal Education. At the end of August, I came back from Sydney and registered the children for classes. Time flies so fast. In a blink of an eye, the children are in the 2nd grade. They are 1 year older. I went to the class to register, and then had a parent-teacher meeting. The class officially started on September 1st. The children's school bags and pencil cases have been used for a year. The zippers broke twice in the middle of the year and they had to be repaired. Although the family is rich, Lin Feng and his wife did not deliberately save money on food, clothing and daily expenses. Except that the little princess Sanbao likes exquisite things and the boys like to buy toys, there are no other problems. In terms of clothing, the children did not pay special attention. When they were in the senior class before, the clothes that Lin Feng picked were all larger in size. When they wore them in the 2nd grade, the children also asked to buy new clothes. Lin Feng sorted out the school bags, pencil cases, etc. with the children. The school bags of Verbao and Sanbao looked 80% new, while the school bags of Dabao and Sebao. Alice, they were all bought at the same time. Why are there so many changes? The school bags of Verbao and Sanbao can still be carried. But it would be wrong to buy new school bags for Dabao and Sebao, but not for them. Let's all go buy new books today. Keep this old school bag and see if it can be used later. The school bag with a trolley is used now, so let's buy this one this time. Sanbao said very sensibly, Dad, I don't need to buy it. The school bag is good and can be used for a while. Lin Feng asked her, is it okay? Yes. But I need to change my pendant. Okay, when I go shopping later, I'll see if there's a suitable one. Sanbao's school bag was hung with a small doll, which was hung for half a semester and then broke. Bao also said sensibly, Dad, I don't need to buy a new school bag either. I'll buy one when this one breaks. Dabao and Sebao heard this. Well, they felt a little guilty. Dabao patted his chest. Dad, I think I can still use it after repairing it. One of Dabao's wheels didn't work. Sebao, Dad, I think I can just change the trolley. Sebao's trolley didn't work. Of course, Lin Feng would not refuse the children's thriftiness. Okay, let's take it to be repaired and see if it can be fixed. In this way, Lin Feng took the children to find a zipper repairman and a shoe repairman. None of them could repair it. Finally, with a try-it attitude, they came to a bicycle shop. The boss was sitting outside repairing a children's bicycle. Lin Feng came down and asked, Boss, can you repair the student's trolley backpack? The boss looked up. Trolley backpack? Let me see. Lin Feng took it down and showed it to the boss. The boss said it was no problem, it's not a big problem. But this trolley must be original. I can't repair this, I can only repair the wheel. Lin Feng smiled and said, then repair the other two, thank you boss. You're welcome. Sebao said, the trolley is fine, I'll just stand the backpack at the back of the classroom. Sebao is in class 6, and he is the big brother of the boys. No one will touch his things. The boss chatted with Lin Feng while repairing it. He is about the same age as Lin Dashan and is a warm person. Are these for your children? Yes. I didn't realize that you are so young and your children are so big. Is it stressful to raise 4 children? Not bad, it's better now, it was tiring before. I see your children are growing up well, it seems you take good care of them. How many people are taking care of them? Just me and the mother of the children. That's great. It must cost a lot to raise 4 children. Yet, the expenses are a bit high. There's nothing we can do. Prices are high now. It costs so much to raise a child, let alone 4. It's like this. The boss chatted with Lin Feng while fixing things. The children looked around the store curiously. Half an hour later, the boss tried it and handed the trolley backpack to Lin Feng. Take a look, is there any problem? Lin Feng slid it. Okay, boss, how much? This wheel is mine, 1 wheel is 25, 2 wheels are 50. A total of 100. Lin Feng scanned the code with his mobile phone to pay. Thank you, boss. The children also said happily, thank you, Grandpa. By the way, drive to their school to buy stationery. I happened to meet Teacher Yu from class 6. After saying hello, I went to buy things. Pencil case, pencils, erasers, etc. Teacher Yu had said hello before, not to buy fancy stationery, so as not to listen to the class seriously. Yes, look at this pencil case, it can run like a small car when you pull it. Look at this colorful and cute eraser, it's so fun. And these pens, My god, so cute, right? He, a grown man, thinks it's fun, let alone the children. The children still listen to the teacher very much, and the erasers they bought are all standard. Sanbeo still likes pencil cases, and Urbeo likes a pink pencil case this time, which is fluorescent blue and very beautiful. Sibeo bought a pencil case that looks like a small car. Dabeo has a transformer engraved on it. As for pens, Lin Feng asked them to buy what they like, and then prepared homework books. As for class homework books, the school will distribute them by themselves. You also need to buy ready-made book covers and so on. After buying, I also bought some snacks and gadgets. The prices in these stores in front of the school are quite cheap, and they are all worthless at a few yuan. After buying, Lin Feng took the children home. Zhang Yuxi came back after a busy day, and was very happy to know that the children had saved a lot today. Praise the children in various ways. That's right, some things can still be used, it would be a pity to throw them away. In the future, we should all do this, okay? If there's really no other way, we will throw them away, okay? The children said in unison, okay. Zhang Yuxi touched the top of the children's heads lovingly. Okay, let's take a rest. Tomorrow we will officially start classes. The children sorted out their small school bags, checked that they had not forgotten anything, and then went to bed. Lin Feng went to the closet and found the children's school uniforms. Husband, these school uniforms are all the same, what can you tell? Lin Feng smiled mysteriously. This is for Dabeo, this is for Urbeo. This is for Sibeo. Zhang Yuxi hesitated, and after carefully distinguishing, she found that the school uniforms were all the same size. There is no difference. Honey, how did you tell them apart? Lin Feng smiled. Isn't that easy? Dabeo's clothes are a little damaged at the feet, and the sleeves are a little worn. Urbeo's zipper was broken before, so I replaced it. Look, this is a bunny zipper. Sanbeo's clothes are very new and clean, and the cleanest ones are hers. Sibeo, the most worn ones are his. Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but sigh. Honey, you are so amazing, so meticulous. Lin Feng thought it was nothing. I used to clean up and wash clothes for the children every day, and I was able to tell them apart over time. Zhang Yuxi hugged Lin Feng's waist. Honey, thank you. It's all you who pays for taking care of this family. Lin Feng hugged her back. No, my wife has also paid a lot. The two of them were in love for a while. Lin Feng put everyone's school uniform on their bedside. Chapter 449. My son has finally made it. The next day, Lin Feng got up and prepared breakfast. He called the children twice before they got up. They were used to sleeping in and couldn't accept getting up so early. You are almost late. You still have 25 minutes to wash and eat. Lin Feng said, and took breakfast to Zhang Yuxi. After going downstairs, seeing that the children were almost finished, Lin Feng reminded them. Put the dishes in the kitchen. Okay, each of you take your school bags and go to school. The children said to the stairs, Mom, we are going to school. Zhang Yuxi hurriedly washed up. Mom and Dad will take you to school together. It was the beginning of the school year, she couldn't stay in bed anyway. She glanced at Lin Feng with a little coquettishness, as if saying, it's all your fault. The couple sent the children to school. There were already many parents and students along the way. The sound of radio exercises had already sounded in the school. After sending the children to the school gate, Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, come on. Seeing the children go upstairs and disappearing completely, Zhang Yuxi felt a little disappointed. The two walked back hand in hand. Lin Feng asked, do you want to sleep a little longer when you get home? Zhang Yuxi yawned, no need. Guoguo is going to kindergarten today, I wonder if you will cry or to make a fuss. At the request of An's mother, Lan had to stay in confinement for the full 60 days and only leave after she was well adjusted. During this period, Lin Feng helped a lot. Otherwise, Lan would suffer. After arriving home, Lan sent a video from Liu Bo. Lan was still lying at home, and Liu Bo sent the child to kindergarten. Guoguo in the video was not crying or to making a fuss, but very happy. Carrying a small school bag, he jumped and skipped to class. Lan shed the excited tears of an old mother. Oh my god, my son has finally made it. There's a private kindergarten downstairs from Lan and their family, and the environment and teaching are very good. It's good to send the child to kindergarten downstairs. As a result, at 10 o'clock, Lan sent a message. It said that Guoguo ran back by himself. Lan called, and her tone was not knowing whether to laugh or cry. I was just relieved for a short time, about half an hour. To be honest, my son ran back. I didn't understand what was going on, but when I opened the door, oh, the child and the teacher were standing outside the door. According to the teacher's description, this is what happened. It turned out that in the first period of Guoguo's class, in order to relax the children, they took the children to the playground to play. Everything was fine. Suddenly, Guoguo ran out of the class without any warning and ran straight to the small door that was open at the main entrance. At that time, it was for the school cafeteria, so the door was open. I saw Guoguo running out of the school with his short legs at the speed of a 100-meter sprint. Everything happened too fast, and no one reacted. The first person to react was the teacher. After all, she had seen big scenes, and the scene seemed familiar. She screamed and told her classmate, "I'll chase him." At this moment, the teacher's face was pale with fear. Because there was a road across the street. I was so afraid that Guoguo would rush into the road. What should I do if something happened? Well, when the teacher chased out, she saw Guoguo running on the sidewalk, and the light was green. She was stunned for a moment, and continued to chase. Guoguo ran to his own community very familiarly, and then went upstairs. At this time, the teacher had caught up with Guoguo. Following Guoguo to his home, she felt it necessary to tell his parents about the situation. Zhang Yuxi was still frightened. How did Guoguo know the way home? And Lan sighed, "Every time I pass by the school, I will tell him that I will go to school here in the future." Over time, he probably remembered it. Now the teacher is talking to Liubo in the living room, and Guoguo is sleeping on my bed. The tone was both distressed and helpless. I asked him why he ran back, and he said he didn't want to leave his mother and brother. Zhang Yuxi looked gentle. "Take it slow. Guoguo is smart and sensible. Let him get used to it for a while." And Lan had a headache. Damn, the slap in the face came too quickly. I was a little unprepared. Zhang Yuxi laughed. "Forget it. After all, he is a child. Do more ideological work." Fortunately, nothing happened today. That's right, I was scared to death. It's really. Zhang Yuxi hung up the phone and told Lin Feng about it. Lin Feng was also surprised. "This Guoguo, I really didn't see it." Zhang Yuxi sighed. "Sibao was so naughty at the beginning, but I didn't see him so crazy." Lin Feng joked, "I guess the door was closed, maybe he ran out a long time ago." At noon, pick up the children and go home for dinner. When the children heard about this, they looked at each other. Sibao sighed, "Wow, brother Guoguo is amazing." Dabao nodded, "I didn't see it." Lin Feng cleaned up the dishes. "I'll make a video call later and talk to brother Guoguo and do some ideological work on him." The four babies said that it was no problem. Lin Feng was washing dishes in the kitchen while the children made a video call to Guoguo. The three huskies praised Guoguo and praised his bravery today. Lin Feng thought something was wrong and came to take a look. "What are you talking about?" The children then remembered that they needed to do some ideological work. They quickly persuaded him one by one, but Guoguo was still very obedient and promised to go to school in the afternoon. The four children promised Guoguo that if he behaved well, each of them would give Guoguo a small gift. Guoguo was so happy. "Okay, go take a nap, Dad will call you later." During the afternoon class, the four children made another video call to supervise him, and Guoguo was reluctant to go to school. Liubo held his son's hand, feeling a little amused. "Son, going to school is not that painful." "Ha ha ha, the pain is still to come. Don't be so serious, be happy. It's only kindergarten now, it's too late to be unhappy." Guoguo looked up and asked Liubo, "My brothers and sisters said that if Guoguo behaves well, they will give me a small gift. Dad, will you give Guoguo a gift?" Liubo said quickly, "Yes, if you behave well later, Dad will give you a toy car." Guoguo was happy. He came to the room and bargained with Lan. Lan held back her laughter. "Okay, but this is only a one-time reward." Guoguo nodded and went to school reluctantly. This time, the school gate was guarded tightly, and the teachers also watched Guoguo closely. The whole afternoon passed without any danger. In the evening, the children came back and said one thing. Xianshan transferred from Motu to the School of the Four Treasures, in Class 7. There is also Xiaoru, who is also in Class 7, and is also a transfer student. Because 2 students in Class 7 transferred this year, only Class 7 has vacancies. This time, Dabao is still the class monitor, and Class 2 is still the deputy class monitor. Sanbao is the cultural and artistic committee member, and Sabeo is the sports committee member. Sanbeo has no idea about the cultural and artistic committee member, and he is not dissatisfied. For many things, she would do her job well and then do what she likes. She could stay in the rehearsal room for an entire afternoon. Sometimes even for a whole day. She could clearly distinguish between study and her hobbies. Chapter 450, A Good Sports Talent. In a blink of an eye, a week has passed unknowingly. The second grade is naturally not as good as the first grade, and the children are not so lazy. As a class cadre, Sanbeo has a deputy monitor sister, a sports committee brother, and a monitor brother. With their help, the work is well carried out. If Sabeo can get along with all the boys, then Sanbeo is the one that all girls like and want to be friends with. She has a good personality, looks beautiful, and is helpful. The work she arranges is meaningless to everyone. Occasionally, there are a few naughty children who tease Sanbeo and see her eyes red, and they are embarrassed. On Teacher's Day, the Chinese teacher and the math teacher, for fun, gave each child a unit test paper. After all, it is Teacher's Day. Isn't the source of happiness for the teachers the good grades of the children? Write more homework, you won't be tired. In the class group, the children sent blessings and expressed their gratitude to the teacher. This week, Guogu gradually adapted to school life. I think going to school is interesting. The point is that it is more fun than being with my brother KK. There are so many children of the same age to accompany me, and teachers to play games with me. It's fun. Now, the happiest thing is to go to school. This made Lan feel relieved. The days passed slowly, one by one. Unknowingly, it was the end of September. Before the holiday, the class had a monthly exam, and the test scores of all the students were good. So during the long vacation, the teachers assigned very few homework. The children were so happy that they could have a good time. During this long vacation, Lin Feng and the children had already made an appointment to go diving in Sanaya. The night before departure, Lin Feng received a call from a stranger. "What's wrong, husband?" Lin Feng was silent for a while and said, "A sports school in Yangcheng called and said they wanted to meet me and talk to me about Sabeo. I'll go check it online." Zhang Yuxi quickly got up. "I'll take a look too." Parents are very concerned about everything about their children. The school that called has primary, middle and high school education, and many students from it have entered the national team. There are also various competitions, and the school has achieved remarkable results, both at home and abroad, and has won many awards. So far, it has been ranked in the top 5 in the country. Zhang Yuxi was puzzled. How did they know about our 4 treasures? Lin Feng shook his head. "I don't know, let's see what happens tomorrow." Because of something, he changed his flight at the last minute. Lin Feng brought his wife and children to the school. Although it was a holiday. But here, you can see children being trained everywhere. A female teacher wearing glasses came over with a smile. "You are Lin Annan's parent, right? Please come this way." Lin Feng saw a middle-aged man in sportswear, whistling, and said with a smile, "You are here. Sit down, I'll go get you a glass of water." "Teacher, please take the children to have a look at the school. I have something to say to this parent." Zhang Yuxi stood up. "I'll go with the children to have a look too." As soon as the person left, the man said with a smile, "It's like this. I have a relative's child who goes to the same school as your children. During this dinner, my relative showed me the video of the sports meeting. I've been wanting to contact you, but I haven't had the time. And now it's vacation. So that's how it is." The man smiled and said, "I watched the video and your son is a good seedling. Have you considered studying in our school?" Lin Feng smiled. "I thought before that I would let him go this way after he graduated from high school." The man nodded. "Your idea is right, but for us, children should be cultivated early. After all, not everyone has talent." Lin Feng was silent for a moment. "He is 7 years old, isn't it a bit early?" The man expressed his understanding of Lin Feng's concerns and patted his chest to assure, "Don't worry, the teachers here are all retired gold and silver medalists from the Olympics. They can bring up children scientifically. For example, your child is 7 years old. Strength will not be the main focus. We mainly find out the areas he is good at and then specialize in overcoming them. Our coaches and teachers are aware of this. Absolutely rest assured." Lin Feng asked again, "My son just entered the 2nd grade, you see." The man waved his hand. "We will discuss the transfer procedures with the school. We will not let the child come immediately. The plan is to transfer in the 2nd semester of the 2nd grade. Of course, we would love to transfer now. Most of the students here live on campus, and some are picked up by their parents, depending on the family's financial situation. The cost of boarding is not expensive, and the school has hired a nutritionist, so there is no need to worry about the children not getting enough nutrition. They talked a lot. Lin Feng and the man went to the playground to look for someone. They found that Sibeo was competing in a short distance race with a child older than him. Sprinting tests explosive power, and Sibeo ran 0.3 seconds behind the opponent. The man said excitedly, "Your son is such a good seedling. The one he is competing with is a very capable one, and the younger ones can't beat him at all." Lin Feng couldn't hide his pride and said, "My son said that he wants to be a decathlon athlete when he grows up. He is very good at short distance and long distance running. This may be related to the nutrient solution. The children have been developed to a great extent in both physical and mental strength." The man said with a smile, "Children like this should be trained well. There will be absolutely no problem for him to join the national team in the future. As long as he is talented and willing to work hard, he will definitely be able to go smoothly on this road." Sibeo finished running without breathing hard, and mingled with everyone with a smile. The man waved to Sibeo to come over and praised him vigorously. "Little guy, you are very good." Sibeo said modestly, "It's just so-so." The man laughed. "How about this? What else can you do? Compete with him and let the teacher see your results, okay?" Sibeo had no objection. "Okay." Facts have proved that Sibeo is indeed very talented in sports. Moreover, he has endurance and spirit that his peers do not have, as if he has endless energy. At that moment, the man excitedly grabbed Lin Feng's arm. Transfer school immediately. This child, I will find someone to train him personally. There is no parent who does not want their children to become successful." Lin Feng remained rational. "Teacher, calm down first. Let's talk about it after he finishes this semester." The man stared at Sibeo on the balance beam, having a lot of fun, and mastering his balance very well. He didn't even look at Lin Feng. No need to say, "It's decided." "Lin Feng. What's wrong? He's the father of the child, can't he make the decision?" The man walked over to praise Sibeo with a look of discovering a treasure. "Oh, not bad. Come down. I'll have someone teach you a few moves. See if you can do it." "Didn't you say you are good? I plan to test you today. Is it true or false?" Sibeo blinked his eyes, looking like he was not afraid. "Even if it's false, I didn't pass the test, which means I'm not capable enough." "I'm not capable enough. I will practice it in the future. In the next 3 years, I will definitely surpass you." Sibeo didn't know why he was so mysteriously confident in his sports. The man gave Sibeo a thumbs up. "Well said, very courageous." After a while, a teacher came and did some simple moves on the balance beam. The man pointed with his thumb. "Go ahead and give it a try. I'll see if you can do it." End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.